check, check.
I don't hear you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like it.
Check. Can you guys hear anything?
Nope.
No.
Okay, they said they heard us counting. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. They said they hear me. I just can't hear anything.
I can't hear nothing.
Yeah, I don't have anything. I know what it
This
is.
is such a
No, it don't fit in there.
That's it. Yep, that'll do it.
Is this yours? First hit, is this yours? Can you hear it?
Welcome to the Boulevard Home Game of the Week on the Fans Sports Network.
Punishing runner.
Into the end zone, touchdown!
Big hole up the middle. 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
For a touchdown!
Week 6 setting up for a Friday night full of football right here on the Fan Sports Network. Welcome in, everyone, to the Region 9 pregame show brought to you by Honolulu Grill. Spreading aloha, stop into Honolulu Grill on the corner of 700 South and 700 East for your favorite Hawaiian dishes, and make sure to try the original Kava Aid. Blake O'Rulian alongside my man Carl Frankie. Happy to have you with us for the next few minutes as kickoff is just moments away. Crimson Cliffs, Snow Canyon, number 1 versus number 2. Carl, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle tonight, I think. Both teams very similar on both sides of the ball. Giving up the least amount of points in the region, scoring a lot of points. Both teams up front are pretty good. This is going to be a really good game. No turnovers, hopefully. Clean game, and this thing's going to be one for the year.
We are going to lay out for just a moment as the national anthem kicks off, and we will be right back in just a second.
Yo.
If we have our keys to the game, if we could cue that up.
Well, let's see. The coin toss is finished. And Crimson had won the toss and deferred to the second half. So Snow Canyon is going to receive the football here to start the first half.
Appreciate having you here, Carl, because what would I do without you? I appreciate
Same, buddy.
Good
Same.
stuff. Good stuff from you. So cannot wait for kickoffs. Kickoff coming up in a short moment. For right now, if we can, we'll cut to a short break, 30 seconds, and be back with kickoff right after this. Back in live from Crimson Cliffs Football Stadium. Blake O'Rulian, Carl Frankie.
Looks like Snow Canyon is going to start on their own 19-yard line, left hash. Crimson's going to come out with their traditional 3-4, 2 high shell, a lot of cover 4 looks.
So before the game, Crimson won the toss, deferred to the second half. With that, Joe Max Smith will coordinate the offense from the shotgun and initially start off with a pass to the far side. Looks like the pass is incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he had him in the flat. He's just going to make that throw, put it on his frame, and let him turn upfield to get, maybe a yard or 2 more. Just kind of let him outside a little too far. Trying to get him started early, though. I can see that.
Snow Canyon Warriors won 2 in a row. Crimson Cliffs have won 3 in a row. The 2 hottest teams in Region 9 coming into Week 6. As they'll move Kale Esplin, in motion. Ball's a little bit long.
Yeah, out in front of him again. Can't do anything with it. You got to put it on his frame. He's got linebackers and a corner sitting out there. You don't want him running upfield to try to catch that ball. Too dangerous of a throw. Now we got a 3rd and long here, and let's see if Crimson brings any heat.
Joe Max Smith, 13 touchdown passes this season. Also a threat on the ground, 50 rushing yards per game through the first 5 games of the season. Just about the halfway point, under duress early on, and he's going to get sacked for a loss. And with that, it'll be 4th and long. Crimson stands on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, pretty good play there. They really just brought one more guy and dropped in the zone and had pressure with that front 4. Crimson looking to get really good field position here to start their first possession.
So a quick 3 and out causes Snow Canyon to punt this one away. Flag on the field.
I think it was a legal procedure here on the outside gunner, number 20 for Snow Canyon.
Brighton, I apologize, never mind.
Yeah, Mannix Shakespeare.
Pick that up. We'll move back the sticks even a little bit more, talking about prime position for Crimson to possibly break the seal here early on in this game, Carl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he's going to get a chance at a return here as well.
Ball is booted, not too high with that. Return begins. Not a whole lot picked up for Alex.
Yeah, it was covered pretty well there. Guys stayed in their lanes, didn't let the ball get past them. So pretty good job there. Let's see, I've seen these guys start off fast. They try to throw it quick to the outside early. You got a little empty set here. We'll see what happens. If he goes short, runs tailback screen underneath, or tries to go deep and take a shot. Looks like they had a holding penalty on the punt return, blocking the back.
So just a minute and 20 off of the board. And with that, Crimson Cliffs will start on their own 40-yard line. Ryder Sherritt, McCord Christiansen, a couple of the key components to this offense. Right over the middle, it looked as if it was close,
It skipped
Carl,
off the turf, but I think there might be defensive holding in that. Coming across by the safety, number 4 for Snow Canyon. Easton Nowatzki. Oh, 31. 31 or 21?
I believe it was 31. If that's the case, Callan Kelly.
The linebacker.
So back to 1st and 10. Up the gut, nothing there. McCord Christiansen swallowed up by the Snow Canyon defensive line.
It looked like Sherritt had a chance to maybe keep that and run outside. They crashed the end on that one, and it looked like he just pulled it a little late. Looked at them to run a little RPO off that inside zone.
Sherritt back to pass. Targets the inside, unable to pull it in, was Boston Barlow.
So Snow Canyon's done a good job. Now it's 3rd and long here. It's where they want to be. Keep Crimson in a 3rd and long situation. Force them to throw the football. Look to maybe something to the boundary here again, or something to the flat out wide.
Ryder Sherritt, 8 for 24 last week. Trying to find a few more completions. That one will be good to Malachi Alofopo, and that'll move the sticks as well.
Yeah, that's an easy pitch and catch. They send number 3 receiver up the field, cleared to safety. They run a guy in the flat to pull that backer out, and they just throw it in the window behind it on a deep curl. Good call there.
First down, new fresh set of downs for the Crimson Cliffs. They'll hand it off to Christiansen, and Christiansen has the edge, picking up plenty of yardage, and with that, the Crimson Cliffs will move into the Red Rock Real Estate red zone.
Yeah, it's hard to tell without any video or replay, but it looked like they sealed the outside. He jump cut outside. There was nobody there. Somebody got sucked inside, and they're running a little tempo. Hurry up here. Expect run.
McCord Christiansen, a heavy workload, just 14 carries short of matching his junior season's workload of 145 carries. That was through 14 games. We're just kicking off week 6 here tonight, as Sherritt will sling that one towards the back of the end zone. No one there. Got a couple of oohs and ahs as well from the home crowd.
Well, that was in the snack bar, so nobody was catching that except the guy ordering a hot dog.
I think the crowd potentially wanted a little bit of maybe a flag on that contact in the end zone.
He tripped in front of the defender, and the defender kind of fell over him, so coming out of the break.
Sherritt alongside Van Daly. Van Daly will take this one right up the gut.
Runs into his own guy there.
Hand off to number 25, Van Daly.
Yeah, so now we have, this is where Crimson struggled with last week, down here in the red zone, right? Inside the 10, 3rd and 4th down, weren't able to cash in. I'd like to see they're getting a lot more man on the outside, maybe some rubbing routes, maybe like a mesh concept of some kind, maybe get the back into the flat where the linebacker's got to come over all that traffic.
Sherritt searches over to the far side, stretching out but unable to reel it in.
Let's see if they take the field goal here or if they go for it.
Looks like that was intended for Maddox Alofopo.
Yeah, they're going to kick here.
So out to kick for the first time tonight is Calder Pace. Been quite successful. PATs, field goals, wherever you want it. He has been quite reliable. And Carl, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I did just see a little bit of lightning come through. Calder Pace just short. It'll be no good. And the scoreboard will remain zeros with 8:46 left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, we were looking at the weather earlier. It looked like there was a system coming in around 8 o'clock. And it's maybe getting here a little bit sooner. It's still off into the distance. We'll keep an eye on it for sure. We don't want to be in any lightning delays. I don't think we're worried about rain, right? So it's just the lightning delay that could happen. And they'll pull everyone off the field at the 10-mile mark here. Or I think they might have moved it into 8-mile.
Temperatures right around between 77 and 73 at the moment. There were gusts just about an hour and a half prior to kickoff of 14 to 15 miles an hour. It was bending over flagpoles. It was so intense, but weather does seem to have calmed down up to this point. Back in is Snow Canyon and Joe Max Smith to do a little bit of work.
Yeah, they got about 2.5 yards on that play.
Max Reynolds.
Just split zone action off the jet sweep.
Max Reynolds, the senior running back. 2 touchdowns this season, both of them last week at Cedar with that 21-14 win. Cedar busy tonight as they'll host Hurricane.
Again, you get that cover 4 shell for a low post defense. That's the pass they tried to hit earlier. It's there if they take it early. So it looks like a first down here.
Karsten Stewart able to pull that one in. Short pass over from Joe Max Smith could potentially lead, looks like, to the first down for Snow Canyon.
Yeah, real soft coverage there on second down. Took what the defense gave them, and they got enough yards, obviously, to the sideline to get the first. That should calm Joe Mack down a little bit. Tight end offset to the right. Slot to the field. Motion it back to the field.
Looks like Cale Esplin now in, number 22. He'll find a little bit of a window and able to pick up a nice chunkage of yards. It'll be second and short for the Warriors.
It looked like the defense was there. They just run past the football. All he's got to do is squeeze there, keep leverage, and he'd probably have him for a 2-yard loss.
Cale Esplin, just over 100 total yards this year. 20 yards per game is what he's averaging right now. He'll be massive for this Snow Canyon Warriors team next year when he likely takes that starting spot.
Crimson showing some pressure here from the boundary.
A little bit of motion. Joe Max Smith is going to take it himself. Met by a bulldozing hit by McKay Wright. He leads the team in tackles, 57 already this year. He's got number 58 right there, Carl.
Yeah, and he looks like he's a little banged up still from last week. Kind of just been nursing some injuries, little nicks at this time of year. 6 weeks into the season, you start to have to play with a little bit of pain. Let's see what Snow Canyon does here. It's 3rd and short. They got room to the left if they want to run the ball out left.
Getting a couple of signals from the Snow Canyon coaches is Joe Max Smith looking to maybe move under center. We'll go back into the shotgun.
Yeah, I'd like the tight end where he was.
Esplin back in motion. Max Smith scanning, able to get the short yardage. Isaiah Thompson able to pick that one and move the chains once again for the Warriors as they start to get a little bit of momentum here.
Yeah, a little wide receiver screen outside. Again, Crimson playing real soft, trying not to get beat over the top. They're not really challenging these outside receivers at all yet.
1st and 10, 6:20 on the clock here in the first frame. Again, a little bit of lightning we're seeing over in the distance for those who might not be able to see. Max Smith going to be swallowed up and losing the ball as well. Flags on the field. Scooped up by the Crimson Cliffs, but we'll have to see. Carl, what are you seeing?
I look like a face mask on the quarterback or a horse collar the way he pulled him down. So this is going to be Snow Canyon ball plus the penalty here.
Placing the ball right around the 30-yard line, but I do think you are right. Plenty of contact from Crimson. They were just about to swallow up Joe Max Smith.
And the penalty is going to come from the spot. It's a spot foul. So from where they're at right now, it's going to be really close to a first down, or it's going to be second and short.
A couple of the officials
First and short.
checking in, making sure they all saw the same thing.
Yeah, you got I'm trying to think who's down there right now. Oh, Travis Roberts is the white hat tonight. Travis has been around officiating football for a long time. Very professional official, especially at the white hat position. Let's see what he calls here.
Looks like there's a little bit of deliberation. Here we go.
During the play, personal foul, face mask, number 15, defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
First down, yeah.
So case and cuff with the face mask, and with that, keep moving forward is the Snow Canyon Warriors. It'll be another fresh set of downs for them, just about the halfway point of quarter number 1.
Again, they can run hitches all day on the outside, especially to the field. They got, if they want to run 3-man routes, again, curls, anything short underneath they have.
Back into motion is Esplin. Looked like a trip by Snow Canyon, but Joe Max Smith was aiming right over the middle once again. He's actually really been targeting that over the past couple of weeks, Carl.
Yeah, and they're motioning Cale Simpson, right?
Johnson,
sorry, out from the tailback position, and no one's moving with them. So, again, all they do is take a few steps. They're in zone coverage. They're trying to keep everything in front. You have short stuff all day.
They'll give it to Esplin. Searching again up the middle, that time swallowed up by the Crimson Cliffs defensive line.
Yeah. I think you're gonna hate yourself if you see that play and you're calling that counter. They try to run that same side counter type thing, and you have 5 yards free anytime you want to the outside. Now you're going to see a little bit more pressure to the boundary side, but you have plenty of room in the field. Big zones to throw into.
3rd and 8.
So they've already identified where they're coming from.
Smith searching, able to find a man right over the middle once again. J.T. Westbrook.
This is going to be a 4th and 1, I think, or 4th and 1.5. Long one, but they're in no man's land here. I don't know if they kick it, so they're probably going to go for it here.
Calling just short of the first down. So, yeah, Carl, now it is just a decision of, are we putting this through the uprights? Are we punting this one into the back of the end zone?
Yeah, you don't need – you punt this here, it's useless because it's going to go in the end zone. You got to take whatever your best short yardage play is here. This is what you want to go with.
So 4th and 2 again, no score just yet.
I mean, you can run, depending where the safety lines up on this play to the field, you can probably run just 2 verticals over there, or a vertical and something underneath it, like a sail route to the sideline.
Smith in the shotgun.
Yep.
Hearing some communication from the coaches.
Yeah, you're going to get either a Mike Sam blitz or Mike Will blitz, or it looks like both middle backers are coming.
Smith, plenty of time, going to heave that one defender to beat. Ball is batted down, and it'll be a turnover for the Crimson Cliffs.
Yeah, I thought they could have thrown something underneath that, you know what I mean? You don't have to take that shot. You have all that room out there. Safety is about 12 yards on the hash. Outside linebacker wasn't wide enough to redirect. You could have just thrown about a little 10-yard speed out to the sideline, especially carrying that guy high to the pylon with the number 1 receiver, and you would have had an easy pickup there.
And like you mentioned, it was only 4th and 2, plenty of opportunities.
Yeah. Well, he saw the blitz coming, thought he had to get it out, but it was a good throw.
Back over to McCord Christiansen, a stellar spin move and plenty of room to work. An open runway for the senior down to the 20, met by a couple of white jerseys. He's going to get right inside to the 2-yard line. McCord Christiansen lighting it up here in St. George.
And Snow Cannon had him dead to rights. Dead to rights. Guy came clean right in his face, put a little stutter spin move right on him, and just made him whiff. Came up with air, and it just took it down the sideline. Nobody else there.
McCord Christiansen, 5 touchdowns this season, looking to potentially punch it in for number 6. They'll give it to him once again. Plenty of room, and he will waltz his way in for the first touchdown of the game. Touchdown Mustangs.
Yeah, you can't – that big play, you can't let up big plays, and, you know, something like that where it's a missed tackle, that's tough.
McCord Christiansen and the Crimson Cliffs swiftly answer back 7-6, to nothing with the PAT pending. Calder Pace back in, that missed field goal earlier on. Looking to get this one past the uprights to move it to 7-0. That one will be good, and with that, the seal is broken. Advantage Mustangs. We're going to take a short break right here on the Fan Sports Network and be right back with Snow Canyon Ball. So McCord Christiansen, a massive pickup plus another short gain in order to find the end zone. And now Snow Canyon looking to answer back. Fielded by Snow Canyon, not able to pick up too much. Inside the 20 is where the Warriors will start.
Yeah, Snow Canyon there, I was trying to see who was blocking who. It looked like they had the same 4 guys blocking 1 guy on that play. They got to get back. They got to pick up. They got to know who they're blocking on that return. Gave their return guy no chance.
Quick thank you to some of our sponsors. Nets on Fire, Hoop at Nets, from individual training to camps and more. See details at netsonfire.org. Building champions on and off the court. Back to Esplin they go. Nothing going there. Not seeing a whole lot of carries for Max Reynolds, Carl.
No, nothing yet, really. They need to start RPO in 35 for Crimson, Wyatt Eaton. He triggers hard on run, so if you can stick that in there and then just run that little speed out or a little stick route, you'll have him.
Smith looking over again, buying a little bit more time. He'll target Esplin and met immediately by Joshua Alvey.
It's a good pickup, though, on second down. So now you got manageable third down, 3rd and 4.
Seeing if the clock will update. Yep, 3rd and 4 for the Snow Canyon Warriors. And one thing of note when we're talking about Snow Canyon, plenty of coverage on that offensive line gives Joe Max Smith a little bit more time than most. That one, he was a little bit under pressure, and that ball's overthrown.
He was, but he kind of rushed it too. I don't think he was in any real big duress. I think he could have just at least set his feet and made that throw. They tried to go back to the well there with the wide receiver screen, and they just missed it.
So it'll be 4th and 4, Crimson with a chance to widen the gap after this punt.
This is scary territory for Snow Canyon because this game can get away from you in a hurry if they don't flip this field at least.
2 minutes and 20 seconds. Lots of hang time on that punt, but not a lot of length. And the ball will be placed right around the 49-yard line for the Crimson Cliffs.
If you're Crimson right now, this scenario is fantastic. There's no stress on the field on this side of the field. It is just, hey, business as usual. We're not pinned back. They've started both drives here almost midfield. You know, they're comfortable right now, and Snow Canyon's got to get them off the field. They got to get a 3-and-out right here and get the ball back to their offense.
Just about 2:10 left in the first quarter. Back to handing it off to Christiansen, breaking free once again, and this time stopped right around the 30-yard line. A nice 19-yard pickup for the senior.
Yeah, great play there. Just an inside play. It looked like they walled it off with the tight end. It's hard to tell so fast, right? So, but they've done a really good job of blocking it up front. We got a timeout here, I think, Snow Canyon.
All right, quick timeout. We will be right back with more right here on the Fan Sports Network. $7-0 the score. Sherritt will send it over towards the far side. Jackson Holt with his first reception of the game, and that'll move the chains for the Crimson Cliffs.
The left corner from Snow Canyon never got off the block from the receiver out there for Crimson. And that was a big gain. It shouldn't have been. That was a Lofapo out there with the block.
1st and 10 inside the Red Rock Real Estate red zone. In motion. It's going to be a jet sweep over to the far side. Maddox Alofapo with the ball on that one, showing off his wheels a little bit.
Yeah, just the speed around the corner. You know, they just got Snow Canyon right now defensively chasing their tail. And now this is where Andy likes to go a little tempo because they try to keep that defense guessing.
Handoff once again to Christiansen. One of the defenders searching for the shoelaces. Christiansen finds himself out of bounds.
It's crazy to me that people watch game film and scout Crimson and still do not defend the boundary against a run. Oh, jump off sides. That's a free 5 there.
A little bit of movement will move them a little bit closer towards the goal. Happy to have you with us here for the Boulevard Home Game of the Week. Great Harvest Bread Company halftime show coming up in just a little bit. Start your day with a hot breakfast and fresh made bread, or enjoy a satisfying lunch at either Great Harvest location. Moving it back inside, Sherritt targeting over towards the far side, unable to complete the pass, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, trying to run a little receiver slip screen right there, and a lot of traffic. Probably better that he didn't get it to his receiver.
Talking a little bit about McCord Christiansen. Hasn't gotten the ball in a couple of plays, but averages 26 carries per game. This one will go to him as he bullies his way inside right around the goal line. We'll wait for the official.
Yeah, they
Looks
got
like
him.
it's going to be just short.
Yeah, I got him at like the half-yard line. Here you go, hurry up, watch. Get it. Oh, I'm surprised he did not go hurry up here and just hand it off. I don't think you have to do too much fancy stuff here. I think you just hand it off, run a little wedge, everyone step down, and just move people.
Christiansen already with one today. He'll be handed it once again. This time it looks like it's going to go in for the touchdown. Another one for McCord Christiansen, another one for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs.
Yeah, just a little split screen action. They try to come off the edge and get him. If that guy gets any closer, you'll see the quarterback keep that and run around the corner.
McCord Christiansen having himself a day. Had 2 touchdowns last week, already 2 touchdowns in the first frame alone, and looking to put it through with the PAT to make this one 14-0.
And these aren't going to be easy because there's a lot of swirling wind out there tonight.
Heavy gusts. Calder Pace has no problem with it, and that'll move to a 2-possession game in favor of the Mustangs. We'll step aside for just a moment and be right back with more Region 9 football right here on the Fan Sports Network. Quick touchback. Snow Canyon will kick off this drive at the 20-yard line. Actually just got word as Snow Canyon is going to be taking the field for the offense that Max Reynolds, I apologize, hearing this from Devin Dixon, that he potentially broke his hand, and so he will primarily play on just the defensive side of things.
Well, this has got to be a drive here for them. If anything, they got to flip the football field. You're going to see one play, and then we're going to get into half. We'll flip the field here.
Brody Lounsbury now the tandem alongside Joe Max Smith. Seen a lot of Cale Esplin.
Yeah, Brody, a sophomore.
Brody dancing his way past the line and able to pick up a nice chunk of yards there.
It was a good 6-yard run.
10 yards per game this year for the sophomore. Lots of good reps for him against a tough Crimson Cliffs team here early on in his varsity career.
Yeah, I wonder if they get a snap off here or if they just let this clock tick. We're at about 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Looks like they're going to probably get it off.
Joe Max Smith hands it off once again, this time.
You know, every time Snow Canyon hands the ball off, the running back has to sidestep the first defender. So they're getting penetration up the field. They're going to have to clean that up, Snow Canyon, so their running backs can actually pick a hole rather than just trying to avoid people in the hole.
All right, that'll close out the first quarter. We'll be right back with second quarter action right here on the Fan Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
So
back in at Crimson Cliffs Field, start of the second quarter. 3rd and 3 for Joe Max Smith and the Snow Canyon Warriors. That ball goes way high into the sidelines, and with that, it'll be 4th and 3.
Not setting his feet, and here we go again. But at least now they have the side of the field where they'll have a little bit of wind at their back. So hopefully you can get a good punt off here and kind of flip this field, give his defense a little bit better field position.
McCord Christiansen back to field this one.
Yeah, and I'm not kicking it to him. Like you're gonna try to get it to the sideline, angle it to the sideline. Oh, you got a guy running on late. Yeah, they're just fair catch here.
Fair catch right around the 38-yard line is where the Crimson Cliffs will look to continue the bleeding. 14-0 the score right now. And again, just not a lot of offense being garnered by this Snow Canyon Warriors team, and Crimson Cliffs making the most of it.
Yeah. And I'll credit them for just getting off the field defensively. You know, Snow Canyon's behind schedule almost every offensive possession thus far.
Sherritt passes batted down. Trey Vaughn, the man to bring that one in. And with that, it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, great play by Trey Vaughn there, getting his hands up in the air, reading the quarterback's eyes into the flat to get them in 2nd and long. Snow Canyon's gotten them in a couple 3rd and longs, but they haven't been able to get off the field. So let's see if they can do it this possession and get on the bench and rest a little bit.
Ryder Sherritt this time votes to give it back to the running back. This time Van Daly able to pick up a couple with that run.
Yeah, all that is right there is we call it insert or ISO with the tight end, and he's just following that guy he's almost like a pulling guard, but it's just the tight end coming in.
A little bit of movement on the defensive side of things.
Just a little bit, but nothing across into the neutral zone.
Sherritt back to pass. Now looking over to the far side, able to connect.
Yeah, the corner on that play is getting a little deep in that cover 4. He's got to read number 2. As he carries number 1 up the field, he's got to read number 2. If number 2 goes to the outside, then he's got to come off his man, and he's got to sit on that outside.
Jackson Holt, the one able to bring that one, and now back and moving forward are the Crimson Cliffs. Van Daly swallowed up there by the defensive line.
Yeah, nice job there. They've done pretty well on 1st down for Snow Canyon. Obviously, stopping the run, that's their main thing that they've been trying to do. It's just stopping the pass.
Special thank you to our friends over at the Rink. Good old-fashioned fun, perfect for a birthday party, night out, or special event. Visit the Rink, skatetherink.com. Sherritt handing it back off to Van Daly. Van Daly able to get a lot of mileage on that one, and now it'll be 3rd and short.
Yeah, they got a two-headed monster for Crimson. Like, both of them run very tough inside the tackles. Not easy to bring down. I like when Coach Stokes puts them both on the field in kind of that pro set and at a gun.
Van Daly back-to-back games with touchdowns. Obviously, Christiansen been the primary scorer so far. Sherritt able to find that one off of his back foot. It looks as though the ball is completed, and that'll lead to another fresh set of downs. Rain also starting to come down as well, Carl.
I think everybody was like, no, and then yay afterwards, because that one's scary. Off your back foot getting pulled down and then kind of throw that little looper in the middle there. That's dangerous.
Covered by white jerseys, but still able to pull it in. And with that, 1st and 10 we go for the Crimson Cliffs. Once again, up the gut.
Yeah, a little, actually that was a little bit more outside zone action, stretch action to the boundary. Again, another stop on 1st down. I get them in the 2nd and long, the 2nd and 11 right here. If you're Snow Canyon right here, you got to bring some pressure. You got to get these guys in 3rd and long right here. You got to get to the quarterback, or you got to stuff the run here. They got to force the hand a little bit. You're not in this luxury where you can sit back down 14-0.
8:55 in the 2nd quarter. High snap. Christiansen able to wrangle it down, but certainly not what they wanted.
That's as good as Snow Canyon could do, even with a blitz or a sack or whatever right there. They got what they needed. Now if you're Snow Canyon, you're looking for crossers, screen game, and then take away the middle of the field. They like to shoot the middle of the field.
2nd and long for the Mustangs. Christiansen.
Boundary right here.
Alongside in the back with Ryder Sherritt.
You're going to see, I think he might go to a low football here at the boundary. No, he's looking the other way.
Sherritt searching over to the far side, able to find a man in motion. It was Jackson Holt intended, but batted down by the strong secondary of the Snow Canyon Warriors.
Yeah, just a double post with the deep out underneath it, and the defensive player made a great play.
Special thank you to our friends over at Nets on Fire. Hoop at Nets, from individual training to camps and more. See details at netsonfire.org. Building champions on and off the court. Sherritt back to pass once again. He'll air this one out. Targets Christiansen. And, Coach, you've got your hands up in the air. You've got to wonder. Lots of coverage right around the star pupil.
Yeah, well, it's 4th down. And I would say punt and just get field position here. I know they feel really confident in what they do, but, again, you know, it's just managing the game sometimes. And to me, that's just, I don't know. For me, it's a poor choice of calls because Snow Canyon hasn't moved the ball all night. You've had great field position. Just punt it, play defense, and get your offense back on the field at about the 50-yard line.
So back onto the field are the Snow Canyon Warriors. Joe Max Smith and company trying to get over into Crimson Cliffs territory, and it looks like they will. Max Smith able to break free, and a massive pickup, one of the biggest plays of the game in terms of the offense for Snow Canyon.
Yeah.
And there's a fabulous Freddy's first down.
Yeah, they had a great read there off that power read with the motion jet sweep. You read the backer play side there, and he must have went outside and right through the hole. Nice job. It's wet down there now. I don't know if people can see it on film, but it's raining. It's kind of coming in a little sideways too.
Handoff once again to the back. Strong defense by Crimson.
So this right now, as your coaches, you're stressing ball security, right? You can't get the ball away from your body. Wet field, wet ball. That could ruin this possession in a hurry. So ball security for sure. Tight end offset right. 2x2 for Snow Canyon. This is their base offense right here. Base formation. 2nd
and 7 for Joe Max Smith and company. This one handed off once again, keeping it on the ground, trying to maintain possession. That one a run by Ryder Entz. Typically lines up as a wide receiver, but that time doing a little bit of damage on the ground.
Yeah, good pickup on 2nd down there. Get them in a 3rd and manageable here. You're going to get probably a little pressure from the boundary. Crimson starts to get a little bit impatient at times when the teams start to move the ball. They bring pressure from the boundary.
Smith, that ball batted and straight into the hands of Max Griffiths. Turnover.
I mean, he was just standing there and it landed in his front pocket. Unbelievable.
Let's go ahead and get that replay. Brought to you by Holbrook Asphalt. Carl, take it away.
Yeah, just Johnny on the spot. I told you, they get impatient. They start to bring that boundary blitz, and they brought the boundary blitz. It looked like it ricocheted off Joe Mack or something.
Hard snap off the chest is what I saw.
And then it bounced right into him, like it was just standing there like it was meant for him. Crazy. Well, that is the last thing you wanted if you're a Snow Canyon, right? I just talked about ball security, and boom.
So Max Griffiths leads this team in sacks. No need to get to the quarterback on that one. He picks up the ball off of the fumble. And with that, the Crimson Cliffs look to continue to do damage. Currently up 14-0. Deep into their own territory, though, however, are the former state champions.
Yeah, no, and I don't know if this weather is going to stay this way or not, but if you're the Mustangs, you are just taking care of the football and eating some of this clock and shortening this half.
6:26 on the clock. Christiansen gets the ball, finds a little bit of daylight, and looks as though another first down is coming for the Mustangs. Christiansen, hard time stopping him right now.
My favorite play is when and I love it. Don't get me wrong, because I'm an offensive guy. When an offensive lineman pancakes a linebacker at about 12 yards down the field, and they always put their hands up like I'm not guilty of anything. It's hilarious.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Back over to Christiansen. That time met in the backfield by a trio of white jerseys, and it'll be 2nd and long.
Yeah, Ryder Sherritt's going to have to maybe keep one of these just to keep the defense honest. Just to hold that backside just a little bit longer.
A little bit of a jump at the line, and with that, flags will fly. So Andrew Castro jumping on the line, and with that, it'll move up the ball to a 2nd and 5. Back in motion is Alofopo. Christiansen going to take this one. Powers his way through past the markers. It'll be another fresh set of downs for the Mustangs.
Yeah, I think if you're the Mustangs, you can just run the ball the rest of this time.
Christiansen limping off of the field, just came out of the viewfinder, and back in the game is Van Daly.
Yeah, he looks like he's got that knee brace on his right leg. Just a little gimpy.
Sherritt swings that one deep. Alofopo once again. Malachi Alofopo, the deep threat, and with that time, able to pick up a big gain. Couple of defenders, but just not near him, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, he beat the first defender up the field, and Sherritt just dropped it right in the bucket.
Back over to Van Daly. He's got a little bit of wiggle room.
Snow Cannon tearing at the football, trying to get that ball back. I'd like to see some tempo here. I know there's 4:50 on the clock, but I like when Crimson gets a little tempo. Is there a flag on the field here? Seems to be a stoppage of play for something.
Don't know what I saw, but definitely Van Daly getting pushed out of bounds, stopping the clock at 4:50 left here in the first half.
Oh, legal substitution. I don't know how that happens. It wasn't like they were moving fast. You got bunch right here.
Back over Van Daly.
God.
Not a whole lot picked up right there.
Sherritt just got it. If he keeps it, he's going. Like, he just not reading that backside. And I think Coach Stokes is yelling at him for it. Like, he's got to be able to read the last man on that other side of the field. And he's unsure about his read right now.
Just got a quick score update. Hurricane up at the end of the first quarter over Cedar, 7-0.
Got stoppage here. Someone moving, not set. Yep.
And Coach Hurricane looking to become the first Hurricane team in 8 years to get 3 wins in a singular season. They're as hot as they've been in a long time.
Yeah, no, they've been playing pretty well of late. Getting stops when they need to. Offense has been pretty productive, so good for them.
Just about 4 minutes to go on the clock. Crimson Cliffs up 14-0, 2nd and 2. Empty backfield for Ryder Sherritt as he's going to pass over into motion.
Oh, drop.
Ball is dropped. That was Boston Barrow targeted once again.
Yeah. It's a drop ball. Good concept. The ball's on time, and the ball's accurate. It just needs to be caught there. But the same thing. You get the same look.
Trips to the right, Twins to the left. Sherritt, a little bit of communication between some of the wide receivers. Some movement between them. Van Daly going to meet up with Sherritt.
Oh.
High snap, and the ball is completely loose. Off to the races they go. Able to pick it up is Sherritt, but that ball was way over the head of the quarterback.
Yeah, Sherritt did a good job there being able to fall on that when it's wet. Yeah, you knew this stuff was going to start to happen. How often are these kids practicing with wet balls out here in the desert? Hardly ever. So you're going to have some of this happening tonight.
Monsoon season making its way present here in week 6. We knew this was coming. We just weren't sure when it was going to land on the calendar. We're getting it in week 6.
Yeah, week 6. Usually it's the first couple weeks. but this year was later.
If the scoreboard is correct, 4th and 30 right now.
Yeah, Snow Canyon should get real good field position here. Yeah, that's a short middle kick. Everyone's got to get away from that one.
Fighting against the wind, and the ball will be placed right around the Snow Canyon 47-yard line. Quick break, 2:46 to go in the first half right here on the Fan Sports Network. Back after this. Short break, back onto the field. Snow Canyon and company trying to crack the scoreboard for the first time. Ball's been a little bit wet, some faulty snaps. Max Smith overthrows that one over to the far side.
Again, they're trying to run this like, I don't know. There's nothing going to be open in the flat because the way the defense plays, everything is in front, and they just take away zones. So you got to attack down the field. This is what Desert Hills did last week. It was a little bit more lateral, and they need to go vertical. You got to attack this defense vertically.
Back up, another flag is thrown.
On Snow Canyon.
False start on Snow Canyon, and it just seems like no momentum towards them at all in this first half, Coach.
They have not been able to get anything going. I mean, even when it looks like it's going, and then it just a couple mistakes here and there, and it just sets them back behind the chains again. So now you got, 2nd and 15. You really haven't proven that you can consistently move the ball. You haven't ran the ball that great tonight.
2nd and 15, 2:39 on the clock. And Crimson will get the ball back. That ball is lost.
That was a great play.
Looks as if it could potentially be a fumble, Coach.
Yeah, who was the D end on that? He come off, he read it, came off, and slapped it out of the receiver's hands, and I couldn't catch a number.
49, Hagen Christensen.
Yeah, what a play, because, he's reading run first, and then he picks up that, he reads screen, he gets flat. How you're taught is to get flat outside, and was able to throw his big old paw in there and knock that ball loose.
So 2.5 minutes to work for the Crimson Cliffs.
Yeah, and you got one-on-one outside of the field with no safety help.
Sherritt going to target Alofapo once again. Had a huge pickup on the last drive. That one gets them to a 2nd and short. Malachi Alofapo, McCord Christiansen, so much of this offense is run through those two players.
Yeah, they're dynamic players for sure. Snow Canyon unsure defensively here. You see him kind of wandering around, not sure who's going to get who's where.
Van Daly able to break the tackle and now breaks free over to the corner. Van Daly nearly into the end zone, unable to score 6, but very, very close into the Red Rock Real Estate red zone. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, missed tackle. You can't miss tackles when you're there. You got to make plays when they come to you, and or they're going to make you pay for it.
Easton Nowatzki able to make that tackle right on the 2. Van Daly.
There's the keep.
Sherritt takes it himself. Now
plenty
of room, but a couple of flags will fly.
We got a couple blocks in the back. And they were legit. So they just got to, sometimes you can't. You just got to stop yourself from that and just take the 2-3 yard loss in the tackle and just, now you're going to get a 10-yard penalty.
Strong RPO as well by Ryder Sherritt. Fooled me completely. I thought it was over to Van Daly.
He hasn't kept one all game. I've been saying that if he keeps one, they're probably not going to even see it. So he's done, that was a great pull. He just got to get upfield.
So another block in the back, and with that, it will move the Mustangs back a little bit. Speaking of Ryder Sherritt and his scoring ability, 1 rushing touchdown this season. looking to potentially, almost had another one right there, just unfortunately not too disciplined in terms of the offensive core. Sherritt looking over to the far side, wide open man, diving in towards the pylon and spins his way in. Jackson Holt posts up another 6 points for the Mustangs. Spin cycle perfectly into the end zone.
When you put your head down and try to dive at their legs, they're not going to be there. You got to keep your head up and you got to run your feet through the tackle. So great job of avoiding it over there. I mean, split 3 guys and walk into the end zone. So not what you wanted if you were Snow Canyon there. That's a tough one there right before this half.
Calder Pace back up for the Best Friends Animal Sanctuary. Extra point. Kick is good, but a flag is on the field. Not sure if I saw anything, Coach. Might be an encroachment issue?
Yeah, sometimes trying to get a little, maybe a too quick of a jump or something like that. It looks like they're keeping them there, though. No. Yeah, they didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage. So they'll re-kick here.
Another opportunity. Again, Best Friends Animal Sanctuary. Every animal deserves a loving home. Come take a tour and take home your new best friend. Go to bestfriends.org for more information. So they had about 2.5 minutes to work, but with 1:43 still on the clock, able to find the end zone. And again, Calder Pace. A little bit longer, but still the same result. 21-0 in favor of the defending state champions. We'll take a short break. Snow Canyon offense looking to answer back when we are right back here on the Fan Sports Network.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Welcome to the Back Nine. We bring the world's best courses to you. Elevate your game at any time with 24/7 access to top-tier golf technology and expert PGA instructors available. Back Nine Golf is a place to improve your swing for all ages. Join us today.
Three times in the end zone for the Crimson Cliffs through 30 minutes or so, or I apologize, 24 minutes. We're talking high school, not college or NFL, Coach.
Yeah.
But 21-0 the score for the Crimson Cliffs, finding a lot of success. And like we've been talking about all night, Snow Canyon just unable to garner any sort of offense. They're going to look to change that with 1:41 left on the clock.
Well, they're going to start here with good field position, but you only got, 141 left in the period, so I don't know if they try to run a little bit of 2-minute. I'd say, what do you have to lose? Get down there and try to get some points. Put these Mustangs on their heels a little bit here and run some tempo and get the ball out early and, make something happen offensively. They gotta get something going before the half here.
So ball will start for the Warriors on their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Smith will take a short pass right over near their own sideline. Yeah. A nice pickup by JT Westbrook.
Yeah, you got the sideline if you want it. You just got to get it out on time.
Joe Max Smith, once again, same spot. That time, pass is incomplete, targeted once again for Westbrook.
Yeah, you got to throw that ball outside shoulder so he can turn to the sideline, so we can stop clock there. This looks like his feet aren't set tonight. He's kind of rushing through his mechanics a little bit.
Again, typically a dual-threat quarterback. Haven't seen him get out of the pocket a whole lot, Coach.
No, again, Crimson's done a pretty good job of keeping him in the pocket. That was a good ball there, though, and then able to get to the sideline to stop the clock with a first down. So
Brody Lounsbury, first down for the Warriors.
That kid's going to be a special player for them if they use him. I know he's a sophomore. He's not very big, but very athletic and skilled. So also a quarterback. So I don't know if the other team knows this, but double pass would be in the offensive playbook.
5'9" is Brody Lounsbury. Joe Max Smith goes to him once again. The same play, back out of bounds. Clock will stop. 62 ticks left on the Wilkinson scoreboard. But chipping their way right now,
Yeah,
Coach.
that's all you got to do is just take what the defense gives you. They're playing a 2-deep shell, 4-deep shell, actually. They're playing cover 4. So you have the sideline if you want it, especially to the boundary.
Smith got hit by a couple of red jerseys.
I mean, he's got to see what's in front of him. He's got to read the blitz.
And down is one of the offensive linemen as well. Seems to be shaken up quite a bit, trying to get a number.
I think he got kind of pinched in between all that pressure. But again, if you're playing against this defense, you got to know that they're going to bring boundary pressure. Like, that's one thing, especially if you only have one receiver to the boundary. If you don't have another receiver over there, they're going to bring that pressure.
All right, we'll take a short injury timeout and be back in just a moment.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Hey, it's Marco from Coral Canyon Golf Course, inviting you to play the course with the best backdrop in southern Utah. Make sure you get out and experience great golf for a great price at Coral Canyon. Visit coralcanyongolfcourse.com or call us at 435-688-1700 for your tee times.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the court or field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Today's game is brought to you by Boulevard Home, Wilkinson's House of Lighting, Coral Canyon Golf Course, and City of St. George Recreation.
Able to his way over to the sideline and right back into the offense. A massive hit by the Crimson Cliffs, and fired up, rightfully so, is number 16 off of the Crimson Cliffs, Tyler Gibb.
If Joe Mack is patient, he slides away from the pressure and throws it right up the numbers, because they all jumped to that outside route. As soon as he looked out there, they jumped it. He's got to come off that and throw it behind the safety that come flying downhill.
Tyler Gibb, the junior cornerback. That big hit brought to you by Dealer Collision, proud sponsor of Region 9. From minor collisions to major accidents, Dealer Collision will repair your vehicle right. 2nd and 10 for the Warriors. Quick jump, look like on the defensive line, Coach. I don't know if you saw that.
He's calling defense offsides. I don't know if he did or not. I have a bad angle. Doesn't matter. It looks like it's going to be a first down.
Calling encroachment on that. Didn't hear the player number. But with that.
So you've seen a lot of this boundary blitz, okay? And how you get rid of that, especially if you only have a single receiver, is you swing the back over there. You saw him open quite a few times into the flat. If he doesn't peel off and pick up the back, that's your hot read.
Potent analysis, as always, by Coach Frankie. Always happy to have him with us here on the Fan Sports Network. Back to pass is Joe Max Smith, dancing his way around, able to find a little bit of daylight, and brought down.
Little side underarm almost coming out of that. That was nice. They call timeout here, save some clock.
Ryder Entz, the man tackled, but Joe Max Smith able to make something out of nothing with that one, dancing his way around the pocket.
Unless they get inside the 25-yard line, I don't know if they can attempt a field goal or not. I would say the 25-yard line is probably where they need to get to. So, if I'm Snow Canyon here, because they're so soft. Now, how Crimson reads it, though, is they're gonna drop, and then anything that peels to the outside, those corners will jump. So you got to kind of run two guys out there in different depths to the sideline. You got to have one high and one low, and you'll have space to throw that ball between the corner and the safety.
Joe Max Smith, not a lot of offense garnered for them. Certainly their best drive of the day, and an elongated last couple of minutes here, finding themselves out of bounds, timeouts being taken, 43 seconds to work with 2nd and 7 right now on the clock. And again, like we mentioned, the Crimson Cliff's going to be getting the ball back at the top of the second half as well, Coach. So you got to think punching something in right now is necessary.
Yeah, I mean, they got to try to come away with something here. So, like I said, I think you can get to the 25-yard line. You might be able to attempt a field goal.
Not to mention, in favor of the wind, I would say. It's been more so pushing the ball back towards the end in which they're moving from right to left.
Correct. Yeah, and you know, they got one timeout left, I do believe, as well.
Joe Max Smith, pressure, brought down.
That's a fumble. That's not even a pass. He was trying to, pass it. That was weird.
Ball was lost late. It seemed I thought he might have been down, but I could be wrong.
You know, wouldn't that be grounding if he's thrown it from in the grasp in the pocket? They call timeout, Snow Canyon.
So Snow Canyon will call their 3rd and final timeout. Lots of pressure on Joe Max Smith right there, Coach. What do you got?
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to get it to a running back there or if he just kind of tried to shovel it out. But, I mean, they kind of bailed him out there, right, with a no call. I mean, he's in the grasp. He's in the pocket, trying to climb into the pocket, and he tries to get rid of that. I mean, unless there was somebody in the vicinity, which I didn't see because it was tough to tell there.
Special thank you to our friends over at Back 9 Golf. Experience Back 9 indoor golf. Feel like a pro taking the world of golf to the next level. Nothing boosts your game like an hour at Back 9 Golf.
I'd like to play a little golf. I don't have any time for golf.
You know who does have time?
Yeah, I do.
Our man Devin Dixon.
He's running. Where's he running right now? He's running.
Headed to Colorado right now.
Colorado, watch his son play a little golf. So Boston playing for Southern Utah University. All right, here we go. This is a big play here. They got to pick up some yardage.
32 seconds on the clock for the Snow Canyon Warriors. A slow but steady grind up the field. Joe Max Smith will air that one out, but met by the defender, Lincoln Langston, able to pick up his first INT of the year and return it back to their own 35-yard line.
Yeah, I try to throw that on the run. I know I didn't think he needed to do that, you know. So threw it on the run, left it to the inside. Safety didn't really have to work too hard for that. I think he could have just thrown it away and got the 4th down and maybe picked up a first down there, you know. You just got to play another down.
18 seconds on the clock. Sherritt will immediately find the sideline. Right there is Alofapo for another reception. Been all over the field that time. Going to get the ball down to the 50-yard line. So the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, 12 seconds to work. Again, right at the 50-yard line. McCord Christiansen was able to break free for a massive touchdown early on. Able to have a couple of big plays on the offensive side of the ball. See if they can make a little bit more magic right here late in the first half. Sherritt met by plenty of pressure, able to wheel his way out. Now on the run, once again to the sideline, unable to get out of bounds. It was Alofapo. Another flag will fly.
They're going to get him in the helmet here. Receiver was coming down, and the linebacker came over and cleaned him up. And that ain't the replay, but
saw the Lincoln Langston pick off, but again, yeah, Coach, if you could break that down a little bit, what you saw, I apologize.
Yeah, he just caught it. It was thrown in the air. He jumped up, catch as he was coming down. The linebacker came over and hit him up above the neck, and so they're going to get him for a targeting penalty, I think, here.
1 second to go in the first half.
Oh, man. So you got 1 second left on the clock here. with their kicker's range, I don't think you can kick here, but, definitely can take a shot to the end zone. So if you're Snow Canyon, you got to know where the goal line is. And I'd be backing guys up. I don't know why they're so close. The safeties are only at 8 yards.
Not a lot of.
All you got to do is tackle them inbounds. They're not going to be able to run another play. So you'd have your corners and your safeties basically heels on the 5 at this point.
No one deeper than the 20.
Yeah, balls on
the 17, I should say.
Balls on the 20 or 31-yard line, and the corners and safeties right there look like they're about 9 yards deep.
Another quick timeout for the Crimson Cliffs. We're going to take a short break. Back in 30 seconds for the final play of the first half.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy. Today's game is brought to you by Appliance Wholesalers Plus, Buck's Ace Hardware, Dealer Collision.
Final play of the first half. Ryder Sherritt alongside McCourt Christiansen. They're going to air this one out. Sherritt targeting the end zone. It'll go over the heads, and that will close things out with the Crimson Cliffs up 21-0. They'll receive to start the second half in about 20 minutes or so. Coach, your thoughts, we'll get back to it in just a little bit, but your thoughts on this first half in favor of the Mustangs.
Yeah, Mustangs doing whatever they want at this point. I felt like Snow Canyon's defense is doing enough to kind of keep them, but then they can't get off the field. They give up these 3rd and longs and just struggle to get off the field and get their offense on the field. And the offense hasn't helped them much either because they haven't been able to pick up first downs. They haven't really been able to even run the football effectively enough to make Crimson nervous with in the run game at all. They're just sitting back and they're keeping everything in front. And, Snow Canyon makes a couple plays here and there, but they're all short yardage stuff, right? So no big plays for Snow Canyon, couple big plays for Crimson, and the field position battle in the first half is why this game is 21-0 right now.
Back in at the Grass Creek Construction broadcast booth, Blake O'Reilly and Carl Frankie. We'll take a short break, get you stats, score updates, and plenty more on the Great Harvest Bread Company halftime show. Back after this.
At Great Harvest, we believe in crafting more than just bread. We provide crisp, garden-fresh salads and savory sandwiches. Everything from garden-fresh ingredients to our signature handcrafted bread. Our friendly staff will guide you to find a meal that will leave you craving seconds. At Great Harvest, we truly provide something for everyone. And don't forget our baked goods. Satisfy your sweet tooth and finish your meal with a brownie or cinnamon roll. Come visit us at Great Harvest.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt...
Hello, sports fans. It's Boo Boo and Nick from Honolulu Grill. Come get a taste of the islands. Try our famous Kahlua pork or tender teriyaki chicken, and you'll love our mac salad and sweet sauce on your rice. Don't forget to try our original Kava 8 at Honolulu Grill. It's game time.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
At Intermountain Sports Performance, we've been training athletes for over 20 years, and we guarantee your athlete will improve speed, agility, explosive power, and reduce the risk of injury while working with the most qualified and experienced team in Southern Utah. Find us on Instagram at sportsperformance_IH to learn more.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Own property and want to rent it? Then you need the right team with 11 years of local experience, a staff of over 25 employees, and a 4.9 Google rating. Aim to maximize your rental income and find quality tenants while keeping turnover low to increase your revenue and truly maintain your property. Learn more at redrockpropertymanagement.com.
Scooters Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee. Anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooters Coffee, open 7 days a week.
Huge news! Sport Court has a brand new showroom and design center, and it's next level. See why so many are choosing Sport Court here in Southern Utah for top quality basketball, pickleball, and multi-purpose courts. Learn more at sportcourtofsouthernutah.com.
Hi, I'm Jermaine Ojegma from The Rink, and I'm inviting you to come out and skate The Rink. The Rink is the hot spot in town for big group events and kid birthday parties. We now have a karaoke room and retro skate night every Friday night. Visit skatetherink.com to learn more and let the good times roll at The Rink.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
Hey St. George, this is Brian. I'm the new owner of your local Everbowl. Looking for a delicious, nutritious meal? Come to Everbowl. Our acai bowls are packed with superfoods to fuel your day. And it's where Region 9 sports fans fuel up.
Today's game is brought to you by Down East, House of Jump, Udine Associates, and Best Friends Animal Sanctuary.
Back in at Crimson Cliffs High School, Mustangs up 21-0. This halftime show is brought to you by Sports Court. Get the home court advantage. Turn your backyard into family fun. Visit sportcourtofsouthernutah.com or call 435-586-1282. Blake O'Reilly and Carl Frankie here for you at this homecoming game. Carl, when we're talking about these two teams, Crimson Cliffs, the number 1 team in Region 9, coming into tonight, Snow Canyon was number 2, but right now Crimson Cliffs seem to be the clear leader.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for Snow Canyon, field position hurt them in the first half. The punt game wasn't very on point. There was a couple turnovers there, hurt them. And then some big plays in the run game for Crimson, kind of got them on the board early, kind of took the tension off a little bit, and they looked a lot more comfortable in the second quarter for sure.
Weather debilitating both sides on the offensive side of the ball a little bit as well. Some high snaps, some balls knocking loose as well.
Yeah, more so for the Snow Canyon because they really couldn't run the football on Crimson, but Crimson's able to run the football, so.
Welcome back into the Grass Creek Construction broadcast booth. Again, just happy to have you with us. Carl, we're going to talk a little bit about Region 9 at large. Waiting on a score update for the Dixie game, but right now it's a back-and-forth battle between Cedar and Hurricane. Again, Hurricane looking to make history tonight for the first time in 8 years with 3 wins in a season.
Yeah, no, those two teams are kind of evenly matched. It's fun because, offensively, they're completely different, right, in philosophy and scheme and all that. But hard-nosed kids getting after it and playing really well. And Cedar, has played really well thus far in the season as well. Like they've been in games. Like they came all the way up here and played the Mustangs. It was a 7-0 game at halftime. So they did a really good job there. They played Snow Canyon last week and lost by just a score. So they're a team that does not go away easily. So if Hurricane's going to beat them up on the road, they're going to have to really take it from Cedar.
Yeah, speaking a little bit about Hurricane, Austin McRoberts, one of the big names that's been kind of flying under the radar, I would say, a little bit. He's tied with Titan Mason for the most touchdowns of any player in Region 9 with 11 this season already.
Yeah, I mean, if you're rushing the ball quite a bit up there for Hurricane, and so he's a dynamic kid. They got to keep him healthy, though. If he gets banged up, then then you have Dylan running the football from the quarterback position a little bit more, because he can go too. He's a really tough runner. And he can throw the ball really well. He does a really good job in the passing game with the play action, the waggle boot stuff. He throws the ball really well. And if it ain't there, he takes off and he runs really fairly well.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel, QBR north of 100 through 5 weeks. We'll have to see what the stats say following that game. We will keep you updated with that one throughout the night. Again, still waiting to hear about Dixie and Pineview, but Pineview looking for their first win in region. Dixie, one of the few teams that is unbeaten in region right now.
Yeah, going into the game, you're kind of looking at how many points have both teams have given up, and I haven't heard the score either. We've been trying to find out what the score is, but I was thinking between the two they're going to score about 100 points, just because of their offense is scoring, but defense is not getting stops throughout the year. You just thought it was just going to be, the scoreboard is just going to be lit up tonight.
Brock Harris on the side of Pineview, and then when we think about Dixie, Rand Sawyer is the name. I mean, 41 points to beat Hurricane a few weeks back. All 6 of those touchdowns by the star running back.
Yeah, 5 on the ground, 1 through the air. Obviously Pineview has to stop Rand Sawyer first, and then force their hand into being a little bit more one-dimensional in the passing game, and then Levi Shaw running the offense and not trying to lock on to Brock Harris too much and let the offense come to him.
No game for Desert Hills. They have a bye this week. Next week they will be at Dixie, but Titan Mason clearly in full form, 593 yards, and again 11 total touchdowns. Clearly the secret weapon for this Thunder right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, right now it's about health. This is probably the best bye week. It's right in the middle of the season. They come back, and hopefully they get a couple guys that have been nicked up. They get them back. But health is the biggest thing right now. And then just the consistency. I'd like to see them attack down the field a little bit more vertically. A lot of it is side to side and just little short stuff. And, I'd like to see him take some shots. And again, that's all about receivers being able to create separation and then also protecting Grondell at the quarterback position.
And, Coach, we're talking about a lot of the X's and O's, but also second half of this season, what are some of those key things that every team needs to make sure that they're paying attention to make sure that they're healthy going into a potential postseason?
Yeah, I mean, as a head coach, you're trying to limit the hitting during the week. You're trying to keep your running backs and receivers, guys that are on their feet quite a bit. You're trying to limit some of their time and touches on the field. You're just a lot more walkthroughs, not a lot of big time practicing. But you still got to keep them sharp too. So you got to that's kind of a feeling out process moving forward.
All right, this halftime show is brought to you by Jimmy John's. Freaky Fast, watch and vote for the Jimmy John's highlight of the week on the Fan Sports Network. We are going to take a quick break and then be back with keys to the game brought to you by Everbowl. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Region 9 football right here on the Fan Sports Network.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
Hey, it's Marco from Coral Canyon Golf Course inviting you to play the course with the best backdrop in Southern Utah. Make sure you get out and experience great golf for a great price at Coral Canyon. Visit coralcanyongolfcourse.com or call us at 435-688-1700 for your tee times.
Relatives coming to visit? Not enough room? Or maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool? Well, Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Plan your perfect getaway or staycation. Visit stgeorgeutahvacationrentals.com.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Kanab is open daily for free family fun. Take a tour, volunteer, hike a trail, or bring home a new best friend. Visit Best Friends today for magical memories that'll last forever.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
At Intermountain Sports Performance, we've been training athletes for over 20 years, and we guarantee your athlete will improve speed, agility, explosive power, and reduce the risk of injury while working with the most qualified and experienced team in Southern Utah. Find us on Instagram at sportsperformance_IH to learn more.
Today's game is brought to you by Everbowl, Back 9 Golf, Fabulous Freddy's, and Great Harvest Bread Company.
Score update for that Dixie game. Dixie up 21-14 with 8:50 left in the third quarter. Coach, your thoughts? A little bit less high scoring than you thought it would be.
Yeah, it actually is. I don't know if it got sloppy or what, but we're not there. But 21-14, Dixie was 11-point. Perry's power guide was 11-point favorite going into the game, and I'd like to. I'm going to see this probably open up a little bit more in the second half, I'm sure.
You know, Pineview won 2 of their first 3 games. Now this could potentially be their 3rd dropped off in a row. You definitely don't want to see that happen for them.
No, I mean, again, defensively, I've said it all along. They have to do something different defensively to keep them in the game. It looks like they've done a pretty good job of holding Dixie to 21 points. But yeah, I mean, they have to do something differently to create turnovers and to get their offense on the ball. And same thing with Dixie, really. Both teams have given up a lot of points this year so far.
Just under 6 minutes before we get second half action going. Homecoming week here again at Crimson Cliffs High School, therefore a little bit more of an elongated halftime. But nonetheless, Coach, we didn't get the chance to go through our Everbowl keys to the game. So let's go ahead and pull those up right now. And one of the big things, though we're already 24 minutes into this game, Snow Canyon has got to stop the run.
Yeah, stop the run, stop the run, stop the run. I was like, I wanted to put it up there 3 times because from last week to this week, it's like they're rolling on the ground, and they got to get stops with, on the ground first and force them to be a little bit more one-dimensional in the air. And then, defensive pressures often. I don't think they've really done that tonight. They've kind of let them sit back and throw the ball comfortably. They got to force the hand a little bit and then stay ahead of schedule, which they have at times, but they really haven't done it consistently enough offensively to stay ahead of the chains and find themselves in tough downs and distances.
Crimson Cliffs, one of the big things that flies out the film for me when we look at your keys is converting in the red zone. They've been able to put up 3 touchdowns in this first half. If they can continue that on, that is a very, very good momentum shift moving into week 7.
Yeah, converting in the red zone. Last week, I thought they left a bunch of points off the scoreboard, didn't execute some plays. Tonight, they went to, with the ground and pound a little bit more. I thought last week they kind of went to the air. Their bread and butter is the ground, and they can keep pounding the ball down on the ground, especially off tackle tonight. And then defensively, they've stayed in their rush lanes. They've done really good of collapsing the pocket and keeping Joe Mack from escaping and making plays with his feet. So they've done a really good job at that. And they've had a balanced attack so far, Crimson, on the offensive side of the ball. They've probably running about 60-40, run the pass right now.
Big momentum shift in favor of the Crimson Cliffs. They started off the season 0-2, and there was a lot of wonder is this still the king of Region 9? Right now it seems like they are. Obviously, we see Dixie potentially in favor of Pineview right now, but you've got to wonder who is going to be at the top of that pecking order once we get into weeks 9 and 10.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's all about health. It's all about who's clicking at that time offensively and defensively. Right now, Crimson looks pretty good, but there hasn't been a team that really put a lot of pressure on them. I thought Desert Hills last week did a really good job at times. I mean, Desert Hills went on an 8-minute drive against them and scored, which was very impressive because not a lot of teams do that, but they were patient. Snow Canyon has to stay patient. Even down 21-0, you think, oh, man, we got to come out and just sling it all over the park and try to get back in this game. That's what's going to keep you from winning this game. They got to stick with the run game a little bit, sprinkling a lot of that pass, but it's got to be patient pass. Just sit in holes, sit in windows, try not to come up with the big play, and then as those safeties start to creep down, that's when you can start taking your shots.
Crimson Cliffs 3-0 this season when they score more than 14 points. Already up to 21. However, on the other side, Snow Canyon has not lost on the road this year. Their 2 wins have been when they are away from their own home field. Not to mention, when we're speaking about the Warriors defense, Coach, only allowed 3.2 yards per carry last week and typically have rendered optimal results when their defense is dialed in, just haven't been able to get that side of it going as well.
No, they haven't. And, again, they're going to have to – hopefully the halftime adjustments will come out here and we'll kind of see what they do a little bit differently. I tell you what, Snow Canyon has a couple things that are going for them. If they can make Crimson impatient at times, they're going to get the looks that they want, but they have to be able to get in 3rd and short in the second half.
All right, those keys to the game are brought to you by Everbowl, acai bowls and smoothies that are packed with superfoods to fuel your day. Proudly serving the St. George community, Everbowl, where St. George gets its superfood fix. Just about a minute 40 before we get the second half underway. We'll take a short break and be back with kickoff when we come back.
Hey, St. George, this is Brian. I'm the new owner of your local Everbowl. Looking for a delicious, nutritious meal? Come to Everbowl. Our acai bowls are packed with superfoods to fuel your day. And it's where Region 9 sports fans fuel up.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
Scooters Coffee and Hurricane is the best way to start your day or get you through your day. From breakfast sandwiches to cinnamon rolls to amazing smoothies and, of course, coffee, anytime is a good time to sip and smile. Scooters Coffee, open 7 days a week.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
Oh, hello, Italian nightclub from Jimmy John's. Ciao, freshly baked bread piled with Italian-style meats. Hey, hand-sliced veggies. Am I obsessed with this sandwich? Yeah. So what if I am? Jimmy John's. Order online or on the app.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Welcome to the Back Nine. We bring the world's best courses to you. Elevate your game at any time with 24/7 access to top-tier golf technology and expert PGA instructors available. Back Nine Golf is a place to improve your swing for all ages. Join us today.
Aloha, sports fans. It's Boo and Nick from Honolulu Grill. Come get a taste of the islands. Try our famous Kahlua pork or tender teriyaki chicken, and you'll love our mac salad and sweet sauce on your rice. Don't forget to try our original Kava 8 at Honolulu Grill. It's game time.
Today's game is brought to you by Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, Sport Court, Scooters Coffee, and Holbrook Asphalt.
Back in St. George. Kickoff brought to you by City of St. George Recreation. The journey for your kids' sports career starts here. Sign up for kids' sports at sgcityrec.org. Blake O'Reilly and Carl Frankie, happy to have you with us for the second half as we are just about ready to get underway. Coach, you have been around this game for so long, and when it comes to homecoming, halftime gets a little bit drawn out there.
Yeah, it's long. You're just sitting around trying to figure out, sometimes you can overthink the process as a coach. You got a little extra time. You don't want to give these kids too much, right? You just want to come in with your bread and butters and just go what works for you. You don't have to do anything special. This is interesting coming in out of the second half here, or into the second half. Crimson's getting the ball. The weather is now dry. It's calmed down. They go up 28-0 here. It's going to be almost insurmountable for Snow Canyon to come back. And I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's going to be a tough hill to climb down 4 scores early in the second half.
Not to mention a Crimson Cliffs defense that has been able to stop anything that Snow Canyon has thrown at them as well.
Yeah, the run game, they were kind of getting a little bit, they were getting 4 yards here, 3 yards there, 5 yards there. I still think you don't go away from it if you're Snow Canyon. You still got to sprinkle that stuff in. I would like to get Joe Mack on the run, a little bit more sprint out pass, some flood stuff. Like I said, if you run levels to the sideline against this Crimson defense, there'll be holes and windows to throw it into.
Just about ready to kick off the second half. Ball drives low in between the legs of one, but able to bring it out to about the 29, 30-yard line.
Yeah, 31.
Are the Crimson Cliffs. Met with a couple of Snow Canyon Warriors, but able to bully his way up a handful more yards. It was Jackson Holt on the return for that one. And we will kick things off 1st and 10 right around the 31-yard line with the Crimson Cliffs moving from left to right. Sherritt handing the ball off. RPO takes it himself, slides in to pick up a 5-yard gain.
You got a lineman slow to get up, number 66 for Crimson. Looks like he's getting over to the line of scrimmage, though.
Caden Wilson.
Yeah.
Able to get back up. 2nd and 6. Quick toss over on the jet sweep. Crimson Cliffs.
No edge.
Able to pick up some more. Jackson Holt, the runner on that one.
Yeah, no edge player for Snow Canyon, or the edge kind of gets – he kind of dipped inside and just got outrun to the outside. They got to force that back inside.
Fresh set of downs for the Crimson Cliffs. McCord Christiansen.
Yeah, they got a hold here on number 50. Well, a hold on 50. I didn't see who the hold was on, but kind of tugged them from behind.
We'll see what
Hank West, I believe, was the player that was held. Yeah, Hank West, number 50, was held on that play. He was the one that got beat around the end the first time. What I mean by set edge is he's got to just keep his leverage outside and force it back inside to his defensive players. Can't get beat outside.
1st and 20 for the Crimson Cliffs. Ryder Sherritt, quick little hard count, checks in on the coaches. Back to the shotgun. And looks over for the screen pass. Once again to Holt. Holt now catches the edge, able to break free. Nice pickup there for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and you can't run that unless your receivers block really well. And Snow Canyon's running around the blockers. They're not keeping that leverage and forcing the defender, or forcing that offensive player inside. They're just kind of running around guys, kind of getting manhandled out there. They got to come off blocks. Was there a penalty? It looks like maybe that's the reason why they didn't come off a block, because there was a hold out there. Because that's a long play. Like, that's to the field side from the far hash, and you got to hold your block for a long time. So that makes more sense that there was a hold on that play.
So it looks like the ball will be moved back once again. And just speaking a little bit about Jackson Holt, I know that play was called back, but coming into today, averaged only 4 receptions a day, but he has been all over the field, even went in, to the end zone earlier tonight. That one over to Olafipo.
Yeah, both teams run that tunnel screen to the outside wide receiver. Got a lot of it back, not all of it, but a lot of it back. So now you're 2nd and 15.
Olafipo. I was working on that actually since I found out that I was going to be taking this game.
I think I've said it wrong all the time. I don't.
Sherritt targets over to Maddox Olafipo for that one. Ball is a little bit long. It will be 3rd and long.
Yeah, Coach Stokes not happy about the throw there. Maybe it was the read or the throw. I don't know, but he's having a little chit-chat with his QB1.
Speaking a little bit about the Crimson Cliffs, 26-6 under the helm of Wayne Olafipo, 13-1 last year, 10-3 the year prior. Both seasons have gone to the state championship 1-1 at that stage. Sherritt once again, this time able to make a clean connection.
They got a block upfield by Olafipo here. Malachi, I think, was blocking before he even caught it.
Jackson Holt clearly frustrated, saw the flag come out.
Yeah, it looked like he was engaged before the ball was caught, and so you're going to have illegal blocking downfield here.
See what Travis Roberts conjures up alongside his other officiators.
I thought it was the right call, too. I was very impressed with the call. He saw it.
So another penalty on the Crimson Cliffs. It seems like they haven't been able to get a clean play off thus far. Just about 2 minutes into the second half, Coach.
Yeah, no, I know they're kind of chirping at the sideline official, but he really was engaged before the ball was caught.
Sherritt once again
fumble,
back to pass.
fumble.
Ball is lost, but able to get scooped up and lost once again. Now diving
it looks
for
like
it.
Snow Canyon's got it right here, guys.
Snow Canyon might have this ball recovered. And with that, we're going to take a quick replay brought to you by Holbrook Asphalt.
Yeah, what's crazy about this play is, we'll get there.
Don't know what happened, but that being said, Coach, the ball was lost, it was recovered, and then it was lost again by the offensive lineman.
It was empty hand coming forward on the pass, so he ripped it from behind. I couldn't even see the number. Obviously, I can't see it right now, but and then the offensive lineman for Crimson picks it up, and instead of tackling him, he did a good job just ripping it right out of his hands, and then someone fell on it. And now here's their chance to get a score here and only be down 2 possessions.
So ball on the 19 of the Crimson Cliffs. Joe Mack Smith in a prime position to punch in 6. Goes straight over to the running back screen.
Yeah,
Kale Esplin.
They're running back screen where there's no room and all the defenses. You have one-on-one at the top with no safety help. Give the kid a chance out there. Number 9 for Snow Canyon. Give him a shot.
So ball still over on that left hash. Now moving over to the right side is the running back in motion. Another flag thrown.
Oh, man, that is just killing Snow Canyon right now with these penalties.
False start on Terry Ordonez on the offensive line, and that'll move them back a handful of yards.
I mean, if you're offensive coordinator Tim Nowatzki right now, you just got to be pulling your hair out with these penalties killing your offense.
Joe Mack Smith able to target his man. Cale Johnson on that one, but not enough to pick up the yardage that they need. Need to get over to that 5-yard line, Coach, and far from it.
Again, it's just a long throw laterally to the other sideline, and the way they play it, Everything is across. Like they have all these zones covered. I don't know what's going on here. It might be a sideline warning on Crimson.
Laundry being thrown all over the field to kick off this second half. So first warning for the Crimson Cliffs. Certainly not happy about how their pupil are playing at the moment, about 3 minutes into the second half. Back in the shotgun alongside Max Smith is Esplin. Joe Max Smith dancing his way out of the pocket, but swallowed up by the defense. Kaysen Cuff with his third sack of the season, able to stop the offense of the Warriors once again.
Yeah, I mean, he just come clean. I mean, this little spin move to the inside, and just the quarterback had no chance there.
For anyone who might be watching on the stream right now, I know we are simulcasting on the radio as well as on YouTube. We apologize. There is a little bit of a glitch going on with our replay system. We'll see if we can figure it out at some point throughout the second half, but if not, we do apologize in advance. 3rd and 13 for the Snow Canyon Warriors. Trips to the left. Joe Max Smith will heave it. Targets downfield. That one batted down by a couple of Mustang jerseys.
Yeah. So you get the ball. You're in great scoring position. You get a penalty. You run a swing route to the boundary, so when he catches it, he only has 3 yards to work with. Then you come back, you get a 5-yard penalty on illegal motion, and then you throw a long route to the sideline to the other side of the field, and then you sack and then that. And so, I mean,
turnover on downs. McCord Christiansen able to pick up about 7 off of that run, and wide open windows for him to frolic through, Coach.
You're going to see a lot of run this half, I believe.
Christiansen, 211 yards last week, averaging 154 per game on the season. Got to be nearing that line as well right now.
Oh, geez, nice catch.
Able to pick it up and spin his way out.
That was a nice catch because that ball was thrown low.
Maddox Olofopo with the pickup on that one. The 9 kind of looks like a 7, Coach. I was actually looking for 7 on my board, and I thought there is no 7 that gets primary reps for this team.
Kind of the weird numbers, like they're not rounded. It's kind of like squared off, yeah.
I will say I like the away jerseys a lot that they have. They were very easy to see.
Yeah. I think the first year they were at the school, like it's Crimson Cliffs. Crimson means red to me, and then their major school color, their uniforms were like navy blue, and I'm like, what's going on? I thought it was crimson, so kind of threw me off a little bit, but I think they got it on track with the red.
McCord Christiansen able to find the left side, able to pick up 4 yards on that one. It'll be 2nd and 6 on the Wilkinson scoreboard.
Yeah, you got a stoppage of play. Travis Roberts, the referee tonight.
Back to pass is Sherritt, aiming over the middle. Once again, Olofopo able to pick up a big gain. And over the middle is where he has lived throughout the majority of this game. Malachi Olofopo having a day himself.
And they love that. They love that crossing route across, that Willie route that comes underneath or over top of the hole on that side with the other routes that they're running, and there's usually a big void there.
Sherritt sends it over to Holt. Holt, nothing going, 3 jerseys to 2, and with that, not a lot picked up for the Mustangs on first down.
I'm waiting for that ball to be picked off. It's a long throw from that far hash.
Sherritt thrown a couple of those so far. No interceptions on the day. 6 on the season for him thus far, but having success, much more than he had last week, given the 21-0 score right now. Back to pass once again. Now aiming. It was once again, it looked like it was Holt.
Yeah, the safety didn't bite on the route over the top. He stayed in the middle of the field and read that one that time. So they were kind of trying to do the same thing the last play. Just a little bit different variation.
So that'll move things to 3rd and 6. 5:54 remaining in the third frame. Crimson Cliffs Mustangs scored 3 touchdowns in the first half, 2 of them by McCord Christiansen. And now aiming towards the near side once again. Another flag is thrown, but Malachi Olofopo.
I thought it looked like he lost his footing there, unless he got tugged by the corner. It's hard to see on that sideline from where we're at.
Hard to see from our vantage point. Big scrum of Crimson Cliffs players right there, so borderline impossible to see the sideline and where the action took place.
And it looked like he threw the flag right on that spot, so it's either, yeah. Yep.
So a pass interference on Callan Kelly. If I heard that correctly, number 31.
Yeah. 21, right?
If it was 21, Ryder Entz.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Was the guilty party for that. I apologize.
There's that 2-back set I like.
Couple of backs.
Yeah.
And McCord Christiansen able to pick up a few, get inside the 10 of the Red Rock Real Estate Red Zone.
Yeah, I like that 2-back set that they run out of it. Can go to either guy. You can't really key on one guy. You can run power. You can run quarterback power off of it. You can run counter off of it. You can run one into the flat, one block and into the line, play action style. There's your counter.
That time given to
Snow Canyon did a good job there.
Snow Canyon looked a little frantic there for a second.
Looked,
thought the ball might have been loose.
It did come loose.
5:12 on the clock. Snow Canyon thinks that they have got it. The officials will say so too. So a fumble on.
Another turnover.
A fumble inside the Red Rock Real Estate Red Zone will turn over the downs in favor of Snow Canyon, able to knock it loose from the star running back.
Yeah, I mean, just credit Snow Canyon's defense for not giving up. Keep fighting and keep tackling hard and keep punching at that football.
So now a lot of work to be done, about 90 yards to get back into the end zone for Snow Canyon. Haven't been able to grace the scoreboard yet with 5:12 remaining in the third quarter. But back onto the field is Joe Max Smith and company. 1st and 10 on their own 10. Another flag is thrown, and Coach, I know you're getting a little frustrated watching this game. I think a lot of people at home are as well.
And I don't know if it's someone on defense causing them the jump. All they're doing is moving and shifting, but it's not like they're doing it like herky jerky. You know, it's like you just got to hold your water and listen. I mean, you know what the snap count is. It's all about focus, and yeah, they're just shooting themselves in the foot.
So backed into their own 5, tandem in the backfield, feet in the end zone, fake run, and it will be targeted for Westbrook, but Westbrook unable to sprawl out to get that ball.
Yeah, it's just Joe Mack didn't have his feet set again, and he's not as accurate as he was last week. He rushes his feet sometimes if you watch. He doesn't step into the throw. His feet are flat, and he's just trying to use his arm talent to get it there, and he just misses.
2nd and 15 for the Warriors. We'll send Lounsbury in motion.
Yeah,
over the middle.
And they're swinging it back to the flat, and there's not a single eyeball on him because even if he catches it out there, they can rally and tackle him for almost no yards because it's just a long throw to the field. And it's not the backers is just dropping in the zones. They're going to take away your hitches and your curls and your snag routes, and then they'll just rally to the guy to the sideline.
3rd and a long way to go for Snow Canyon. A shift on the defensive line.
Boundary blitz, clean.
Back with pressure nearly either sacked, fumbled, or intercepted. It seemed like a lot of chaos was happening right near the end of that play.
Yeah, and I don't know why that's a surprise to them. It's third down. They brought the boundary blitz almost every third down. It's the same guy. It's the same look, right? They shift to an over front, and then they just bring the weak side backer. So, I mean, it's not like it's been a surprise. They need to adjust to it. It's a full slide, or it's a four-man slide, and you keep the tackle out on him, and you run the running back to the backer inside.
Max Griffiths was the blitzing body on that one. Number 33 already had that beautiful interception earlier on in the game, and now the Crimson Cliffs will start right around their own 35, or on their opposing 35-yard line. Not a lot of real estate to work into in order to score once again for the Mustangs.
No, and it's look at this field position they have. They haven't really had to go a long way to score tonight, so credit their defense for that.
Ryder Sherritt back in to set the table for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. 1st and 10. Christiansen in the backfield, but Sherritt will go over the top once again for Jackson Holt. A frustrating second half for him, whether he's reeling it in and a flag is thrown or if the ball is just a little bit high, unable to get a lot of yardage for him.
I couldn't tell if it was just a hair behind him. He got both hands on it, just slightly behind him. It looked like Sherritt thought he was going to stay up the hash, and he was working more into the middle of the field there.
Back on the 35, 2nd and 10. Sherritt now aiming towards the sideline of the Crimson Cliffs on the right side. That one intended for Malachi Alofopo, but unable to snag that one.
Yeah, I wonder why they're going away from the run game, unless they feel like they don't look like they're banged up. They look like they're all right. Now we're in empty.
Empty backfield, twins to the left, trips to the right.
They've run that tunnel screen a couple times. Look to them maybe to fake that and throw deep here.
Sherritt eyeing the near side, buying himself a little bit of time right over the middle. Malachi Alofopo going to find the end zone for the first time tonight. Another star wide receiver into the end zone for the Crimson Cliffs.
Yeah, and it's credit Sherritt for that too. He's kept the play alive, kept looking downfield, and then Malachi did a good job of just breaking away from his defender at the last minute to create some space, and then he delivered the ball on time.
Touchdown number 5 for Alofopo, second through the air for Ryder Sherritt. Touchdown number 12 on the season for the quarterback. Calder Pace in to score the Best Friend Sanctuary extra point, and with that, 28-0 is the scoreboard. Meanwhile, we do have a quick score update. Hurricane down 14-20 at Cedar. Dixie up 28-21 versus the Pineview Panthers, and obviously we've got this one 28-0. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, more action in Region 9 football. Don't go anywhere, right here on the Fan Sports Network.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%.
28-0, the scores. Snow Canyon Warriors trying to gain some field positioning. Going to be dropped down right around the 25-yard line. Stout defense on the special teams for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and Snow Canyon, to start the half, they had a chance. They were down here by the 10-yard line. It was the first time that, they were really in scoring position most of the night, and they just squandered it by just not executing offensively.
4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Back up is Joe Max Smith. As he'll hand it off once again to Esplin, this time battered down by 3 bodies, all in red jerseys. Strong tackle by McKay Wright alongside others. McKay Wright, obviously, one of the leaders on this defensive front.
I think is that a new quarterback in there? No, let's see, who is that? Is that number 19, Noah Campbell? Is that 19? Sorry, I can't see his numbers right now.
Taking a quick look, it does look like number 19, Noah Campbell, able to get it out to Cale Esplin.
Yeah, they've taken out Joe Mack.
So Joe Mack out, Noah Campbell, the junior quarterback, 145 pounds, standing 5'7", will now orchestrate the offense for the Snow Canyon Warriors, given the 28-0 scoreboard. Interesting move with just about 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. That connection is made.
The first down. That ball was thrown on time. See that again? It's a curl route in the zone. They've had it all night. They just haven't taken it.
Cam Hill able to bring that one in and get a nice gain in yards and move the sticks as well for the Warriors. First time they've been able to do that in a little bit of time, Coach.
Yeah, that was nice. You can throw outs over here to the boundary, make it a simple throw for you. There's an out right there.
Back once again, targeted for Hill.
Yeah, I mean, they just take the corners off 8 yards. All you got to do is turn at 5 and get it out on time. That's a simple 5 yards.
So Noah Campbell comes in, 2 consecutive completed passes, and things seem to be moving in the right direction for the Snow Canyon Warriors. 2nd and 5 coming up for them.
You have it again if you want.
Campbell hands it off to Esplin. Esplin able to burrow his way and get a nice 4-yard gain or so for the Warriors. Mixing up the weaponry a little bit here, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, again, they were able to run the ball effectively enough in the first half. They kind of got away from it. But you got to mix in the pass to be able to do that. You got to loosen the box. And you stop the blitzing. So right here, expect maybe boundary blitz again on 3rd down. If he doesn't come, or if he does come, that back should just swing out here.
Back into motion. Campbell will take it himself, met by a flurry of defenders. No gain on that play.
But you're running fly sweep to the boundary. So even if you hand it off, where are you going, right? You're not giving yourself a chance for space. You got a space. Now, I understand if you're running fly sweep to the boundary and you have an overload to that side and you have more hats than they do, but they don't.
Want to thank Udy and Associates for great service and a rate on home, auto, or life insurance. Call Luke today at 435-251-9102. Campbell able to find the near side once again, targeted to Karsten Stewart.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Tim Nowatzki, you're going to take that every chance you get. If they keep giving you that look, that should be an automatic right there.
So a change under the helm for the offense with Snow Canyon.
And he just brought in a new corner.
Finding a little bit more success. Campbell back over the middle. This time over to Ryder Entz. And a nice gain once again in favor of Snow Canyon. Rain starting to come down again a little bit. Just 9:09 local time here in St. George, Utah. Been sprinkling throughout the entire night. Had some effect on the ball. Some turnovers on both sides. That being said, 2nd and 6 with a minute to go in the third quarter.
Is this another one? Yep. Another movement penalty on the offense for Snow Canyon. Okay, so this is what you've ran that 5-yard square out 3 times to the sideline. You know he's going to jump it. So you just run a little nod out here. You nod and then you just take it vertical. You take number 2 and you just run post across the safety's nose, and you'll have an easy 6 out here.
2nd and 10, moving back Snow Canyon just a bit. Campbell heaves that one, batted down by the defense. Strong secondary by the Crimson Cliffs, going to force a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell the two Blake, it's starting to rain a little bit again, right?
starting to come down. Didn't have nearly any during halftime or the third quarter, but now.
Yeah, this rain's a little bit more vertical up and down. It was moving sideways in the first half, so. I still think you have this little nod or out and up out here if you want it.
Campbell back to pass, scanning around. He'll lace it near over to JT Westbrook.
Just fumbled it too. It was a fumble on the field, and looks like Crimson picked it up.
Another fumble. As soon as the rain starts to come down, the ball is slippery, and another turnover on downs. This time we're going to move in favor of the Crimson Cliffs.
Got 40 seconds left in the third quarter. This half is moving a little bit quicker than it did the first half.
Lots of flags, though, I will say, Coach, early on.
Yeah, lots of flags, a lot of ball, a lot of just, a lot of stoppage of clock. Not a lot of rhythm, in the first half.
Back in, Sherritt, McCord Christiansen able to take that one and tiptoes his way, nearing the marker.
I mean, why do anything different at this point?
Clock down to 32.
Keep that 10 personnel look, that passing personnel, and just keep running that inside zone and little kick, G kick, and all that stuff that you want to run. The DNs for Snow Canyon, you're getting up the field so far, they're just running underneath everything.
So the blitz is brought, and with that, Christiansen able to get past them and past the orange marker as well. Coach, you talked about this. You can't blitz your way out of McCord Christiansen.
No, and what they're doing is the ends are just getting up the field so far they're out of the play. You gotta squeeze and force him inside, and they're just running underneath it. There's a little pin and pull action. Sorry.
Christiansen peeled out of the far side, out of bounds once again. 4 seconds to go. In this third quarter. But Christiansen basically doing whatever he wants to the Snow Canyon secondary once he can get past that line.
Yep.
Sherritt hands it off to Christiansen once again, this time bogged down by the defense. 4 Warriors taken to take down McCord Christiansen, and with that, we will close out the third quarter. 28-0, Crimson Cliffs Mustangs in clear control of this one. Final frame coming up right here on the Fan Sports Network.
You could wander around a warehouse store forever and never find the one thing that could make all the difference. A helpful face? Now that's something to consider. Everything your local Bucks A stands for is written on our faces. Welcoming, neighborly, knowledgeable. When you're in need of a helpful face, visit one of our 3 Southern Utah locations.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the
Today's game is brought to you by Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, Sport Court,
Back in at St. George, ball on the Snow Canyon 41-yard line. Ryder Sherritt wheeling his way out and able to make the completed pass. As you can see on your screen, rain really coming down at this point. However, that will not stop the Crimson Cliffs from advancing the ball more and more, Coach.
Yeah, no, that was a sprint out pass, hit him in the flat, and nice job. Unfortunately, clock is running.
Just talked about it in the break as there's a little bit of movement once again. Another score would move this to potentially 35-0 given a successful PAT, and at that point it'll be a running clock up until Snow Canyon could potentially score. But that being said, this fourth quarter might be a little bit more swift than we would expect, Coach.
Yeah, no, it should be moving along a little bit quicker. The fans will be happy about that, especially these homecoming fans.
We're seeing umbrellas as well as seat covers over the heads of many of the fans here in the stands. Sherritt, a short dump over to Alofapo once again, able to break free and still breaking tackles. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many does it take? Malachi Alofapo inside the 10 to the Red Rock Real Estate red zone.
Yeah, Malachi wants he wants another touchdown here for sure. They're dynamic. They have a couple guys that are just really dynamic with the football in their hands. They're tough to bring down. They're strong runners, and Malachi's one of those. After the catch, he runs the ball really well.
Alofapo sprints off of the field.
They didn't get him all the way off, and I don't think they threw the flag.
Handoff to Van Daly, trying to punch one in himself. Gets a couple of yards, but
yeah,
I got to subscribe to that as well, Coach. I saw him still sprinting off.
He was still on the field when the ball was snapped. I was surprised to see the quarterback not check over to make sure he got off. But
successful day for Ryder Sherritt. And now Jackson Holt making his way off of the field. Maddox Alofapo to replace him, not to mention Brighton Phillips making a move as well. Number 20 now moves over into the slot on the left side. Trips to the left. Handoff once again met in the backfield. Still bullying his way.
He's in.
Waiting for the official call.
Oh, man. I thought he got pushed in.
Right on the 1 yard line. Sherritt clearly wanted it, talking a little bit with the coaches.
I think they're trying to get somebody some points here. A little bit of acting there. I love when the centers get hit. They do that little flop on their back, right? I've seen Kelsey do it for the Eagles once in a while, kind of flop on his back.
Certainly,
well, that's gonna move the ball a whole shoelace, right? So it's not a bad penalty on the defense, really. It's not going to hurt you.
So Van Daly in the backfield alongside Ryder Sherritt. Van Daly back-to-back games with touchdowns. We'll see if he can punch another one in. Play action, that one batted down at the defensive line. Looks like it was Milo Entz.
Yeah, it was targeted. It was targeted to Malachi there. They were trying to sneak him behind the safety. And he probably would have caught it if it didn't get batted down.
Malachi Alofapo, 1 touchdown already today, earlier on in the third quarter. 9:53 on the clock. Again, a running clock will ensue if they can find it inside the paint. Van Daly still looking to get inside. We'll see what the officials say. They say touchdown. Van Daly once again finding the end zone, 3rd straight week for him.
Yeah, it was again, that's just bully ball, right? If it's short yardage, expect them to get it. They do a really good job of hitting the seams. The running backs are patient too. They don't just put their head down and go. They kind of trying to find a little sliver of daylight, and they get skinny through it. So he did a really good job there. They got a good running back group over here, good offensive line, and good enough quarterback play to be able to be really successful.
Riker Campbell, Easton Webster, Caden Wilson, Gavin Ibsen, Tayson Wilkerson, all huge for this offensive line as Calder Pace is able to extend this lead to 35-0. Snow Canyon looks to answer back and potentially grace the scoreboard when we come back on the Fan Sports Network.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the quarter field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
Remember when Down East was all scratch and dent furniture? Your go-to for dorm rooms, kids' rooms, and first homes? Well, the times have changed and Down East has changed with you. Down East is proud to offer our beautiful collection of high-quality furniture designed to elevate your space and make a statement. From stylish sofas and dining tables to cozy bedroom collections. If you're starting fresh or looking to upgrade, Down East has everything you need to create the home you'll love.
Back in live from Crimson Cliffs High School, 35-0 the score. It says 34 right now, but we will get that fixed in just a moment. Just got a score update brought to you by The Rink. 28-28 right now. Dixie Pineview, as close as it gets, with just 3:22 left. Coach, that's maybe the most competitive game we've got right now in Region 9. Very interested to see how that one plays out.
I thought it would be, too. I thought it'd be at least entertaining and close, both teams being able to score. And now it's all knotted up, so we'll see.
Just got another update. Cedars Overson, Trace Overson with a nice interception ending the Tigers' drive. Overson with an interception in every single game. You had to think that that was going to take place within that game at some point. Seemed to be doing it at the right time.
What's the score on that? I have 21-20 Hurricane in that game.
I believe that I don't have a score update. I just got the play update at that point, but
we'll
I think you are correct. I know it's close, no doubt about it. Back in here, clock is running, 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Another pass, this one just over the head for Snow Canyon. And right now, Coach, I'm also seeing another new name under center. And like you were talking about him, Brody Lounsbury, you mentioned that he can play as a running back. He can also play as a QB. He's under center right now.
Yep.
So Brody Lansbury, the sophomore, typically a running back, this time will feed over to the running back, Cale Esplin, and that one picks up a few yards for Snow Canyon.
Yeah, so you got a lot of, it looks like both teams getting a lot of young guys in right now, a lot of backups. Crimson looks like they've got a fresh group of defensive players out there as well.
Coming into today, Joe Max Smith was the only quarterback who had thrown any singular pass for Snow Canyon. Noah Campbell, Brody Lounsbury now getting their reps as he's back in the pocket, able to take some time, secures a spot past the posts for Snow Canyon, able to move the chains. JT Westbrook, the open man on that play.
Yeah, they've connected on that play quite a few times. It's just like a 10-yard curl right just outside the hash mark there into the bubble. Look to see them maybe do that again here.
JT Westbrook leads this team in yards per game. Looking to see if they'll go back to the well once again under pressure. Again, JT Westbrook able to reel that one in.
It's these kids think they can run lateral. Like, you just got to turn and go north and south. If you try to go lateral, they have you outflanked across because they got four guys across the back. And so once you go lateral, they just they fly up the field and they'll just pick you off.
7:09 remaining on the clock.
You know who we haven't seen tonight that I saw last week that did an incredible job for Crimson was number 76, Madden Smith. He's been a no-show tonight, and we haven't gotten any word. I don't even see him on the sideline. I don't know what's going on. But he's one of the big. I mean, you could tell if he was on the sideline because I think he's got to be like 6'5", 6'6". I mean, the kid's a monster. So I have not seen him. Hopefully we can maybe get some word after the game or sometime this next week.
Yeah, starting junior left tackle is Madden Smith. Once again, another successful run, but that one, Coach, running laterally.
Yeah, again, you got to turn upfield. You can't go lateral.
Nice pickup by Cale Johnson, one of the two mainstays in terms of wide receiver talent for this Snow Canyon team.
Yeah, great ball too, right? On time, hit him in the hands, right in the chest so he can do something with it. Out there throwing a wet ball for a sophomore, doing a great job.
Just got word Hurricane able to pick up an interception of his own. Tigers lead 21-20 headed into the fourth quarter. Back to pass, heaving that one deep and batted down.
Did he? No, it hit the ground. The official says no.
Potential interception for Tyler Gibb. We'll see what the officials will say. Coach, what are you seeing?
I couldn't see it. That's the problem. You got the windows are full of raindrops, and it just happened so quick. And it's kind of dark on the field right now. It's kind of hard to see that. But without replay for the officials, that's not going to be overturned. Unless the other sideline guy saw it differently. But, hey, I'm going to tell you this. If he gets that ball up just a hair more, that's 6 points. Like, he just missed it. Just barely threw it a little too low there. Had to get a little bit more air under the ball.
Calling a replay on third down. Ball was grounded, it seems like.
Oh.
So 3rd and 4 for Brody Lounsbury and the Snow Canyon Warriors. Back up to pass once again, looking middle. Able to wheel his way out, and now will use his feet to get away from coverage.
What a play by
Picking up that
Lounsbury.
one.
Are you kidding me, Brody? Did you see the poise in the kid? They got something special here with a young quarterback over there at Snow Canyon.
So Karsten Stewart snags that one, but in a deep storm was Brody Lounsbury, the sophomore, able to wheel his way out and create a play.
He got out of the first tackle and then peeked over his left shoulder, saw some pressure, and then went the other way and made a throw against running left for a right-hander. Great play. Another illegal. This is on the defense? Oh, no. I don't know why he pointed that way. Usually as the official, they don't point at a player. They usually just point to his side.
5:28 on the clock. Just got word. It looks as though Pineview-Dixie is going to be going to overtime. It was 28-28 last time we gave you a score update brought to you by the Rink. A little bit of lightning flashing, but Esplin takes that ball, unable to pick up a whole lot. The defensive line of Crimson Cliff stands strong.
Yeah, you don't want to get too far behind these chains. You know, I would have liked to have seen them come back to that little curl route, in the middle there where they found some success and get them into like second and medium. Now they're in second and long. That changes the play call for offense and for the defense here.
Lounsbury back to pass, finds a man right over the middle, able to get a nice block from Esplin.
Yeah, that was a good catch, too. That was behind him.
And Trey Vaughn able to move the sticks for the Warriors.
Nice run after catch there. And to make that catch, it was well behind him. Nice job there. I like this, this Brody Lounsbury, the sophomore coming in and not afraid to mix it up a little bit.
Johnson's Pediatric postgame show coming in about 4.5 minutes. We will be talking about a lot of different players. Brody Lounsbury, I assume, will be one of the names on that list as he backs up to pass and is looking to get inside the end zone for the first time tonight for the Warriors. On his feet, perfect pass. Flag will fly, but right over the middle once again to Karsten Stewart. Calling it a touchdown. We'll have to see what the laundry.
Yeah, what a throw on the run again, right? The kid, he uses his legs, looks downfield. I mean, look at him. He's probably, 5 foot? He's probably listed at 5'8", maybe 5'9". He can't be bigger than that.
5'9" sophomore, Brody Lounsbury.
Yeah.
Don't have a weight listed.
But athletic is all get out. I mean, and talented. He's going to be fun to watch. Holding on the defense at decline.
So a defensive hold turns the tides a little bit and puts a little life into the Warriors. Obviously, just under 4 minutes to play, but able to at least crack the scoreboard thanks to Brody Lounsbury and his legs to get out of the way and make some acrobatic plays, Coach.
Yeah, I think that's an illegal play there. You can't go over the center, and I think he went over the center. They didn't call it.
Blocked PAT. Not sure. I don't have the number on that one, Coach, but.
It was, He came up from the linebacker position and just went over the center. Usually they don't allow that to happen.
Looks like Nathan Entz potentially. The man joyous on the field, making his way back over to his sideline. 6 points for the Snow Canyon Warriors, 35-6 currently on the Wilkinson scoreboard. We'll be back with the final minutes of this one. You're watching Region 9 football right here on the Fan Sports Network. Back in 30 seconds.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Today's game is brought to you by Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, Sport Court, Scooters Coffee, and Holbrook Asphalt.
Offside. I'm hearing music.
Yeah, not sure what the music is, but back inside as we're getting groovy with the final 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. A little bit of confusion in the production booth, but nonetheless, we keep moving forward. There it is.
Well, that got me kind of moving a little bit. It's been kind of a slow second half, but little offsides on the onsides. So,
Coach, you were playing a little bit of meteorologist during the commercial break. Can you break down a little bit of what's going on in terms of lightning?
Yeah, just it's hovered outside of the 10-mile mark, and I think at 8 miles is when they kick everyone off. They'd probably just end the game if it did get within the 8-mile mark. They would probably just call this game with 3:43 left. Oh, geez. Oh, that's some weird. Oh, he came up and actually fielded that. They almost had a chance.
So a choppy onside kick for Ammon Allred, still recovered by the Crimson Cliffs. They'll start right around the 49-yard line of Snow Canyon.
And not very often you get your hands team some game time, recovery stuff, and it's good to get those hands guys in there and the situational type teams. Do we still have? We got a new quarterback here. Is this the same one? Is this Sherratt? It's hard to tell. Yeah, it's Sherratt still. I hate that they don't wear TV numbers on the shoulders anymore. That used to be a thing where you can actually see their numbers from the side.
As a play-by-play guy, I really would appreciate that. Nonetheless, Ryder Sherritt's still orchestrating the offense for the Crimson Cliffs. Kaysen Black now into the game, getting that carry. 7 carries up to this point coming into today. That was number 8 for the senior running back.
What they need to do is, they have those VR goggles. If they can just give those to us and then just put the little names with the arrows above each player.
That would be very nice. Have a little bit of prep there on the side as well. Some information.
You can just touch screen, whatever it is.
It's 2024. I think we're just about there, Coach.
Come on, Elon. Figure that out for us.
2:30 remaining on the Wilkinson scoreboard.
Oh,
ball is loose. Ryder Sherritt fumbles it, able to recover, but losing a large amount of yards with that one.
I like that 2-back set they had earlier. A little ground and pound, 2-back set. Just keep it simple. Don't have to get too fancy here. This is just hand the ball off, punt it away. If you have to.
Clock continues to run. 3rd and a mile for the Crimson Cliffs. Sherritt in the backfield alongside Kaysen Black. Black will receive the handoff, a big gaping window, and able to explode and move the sticks once again. And this clock will keep running for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's gonna be the game right there. They can just kneel on the next 3 downs if they wanted to here.
3rd and long, voting to run for it. Little remember the Titans-esque play. Not as high of stakes, but nonetheless, Kaysen Black able to make most of it.
Yeah, nice run there. The last 5 were tough earned to get that first down. Yeah, you can take a knee for 3 downs and be done.
Not sure. The scoreboard doesn't have the timeouts left illuminated for either
Crimson's
side.
got 3 left, and I think Snow Canyon's got 3 as well.
Hearing that both have all 3 timeouts left. So that being said, going to still need to chip away with this offense. Hand it off once again to Black. That time not as successful.
There's the whistle there. They'll spot the ball. You'll see the official motion They'll wind the clock. Well, the clock's already wound, but just all they have to do is kneel it one more time, and they're done.
Clock continues to roll down, about 35 seconds
left.
left.
If you're an offensive coordinator, it's the best formation in football right here, guys, a little victory formation. Now, I hate this victory formation because you know why? It takes 5 yards of offense off of your total yardage.
Not under center, 5 yards back. That will empty out the clock, and Crimson Cliffs are going to extend to 4 wins in a row, 4-2 now. What started off as a tough beginning to the season, now they seem to be the standard in Region 9. Coach, an impressive performance by them. It seemed like a foregone conclusion very early on.
Unless they have a serious hiccup moving forward, the lighter part of their schedule is in the second part of it.
All right, the Johnson's Pediatric postgame show is going to be coming up on the other side of this break. Back with more right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
House of Jump is Southern Utah's only indoor trampoline park and your only place to jump, dunk, and dodge. Head on over to our house, the House of Jump.
Hey St. George, this is Brian. I'm the new owner of your local Everbowl. Looking for a delicious, nutritious meal? Come to Everbowl. Our acai bowls are packed with superfoods to fuel your day. And it's where Region 9 sports fans fuel up.
At Great Harvest, we believe in crafting more than just bread. We provide crisp, garden-fresh salads and savory sandwiches. Everything from garden-fresh ingredients to our signature handcrafted bread. Our friendly staff will guide you to find a meal that will leave you craving seconds. At Great Harvest, we truly provide something for everyone. And don't forget our baked goods. Satisfy your sweet tooth and finish your meal with a brownie or cinnamon roll. Come visit us at Great Harvest.
From bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will help you more fully enjoy all the different spaces in your home. Find us online at shopwilkinsons.com or come in and see what's new. 88 East, 1160 South, just off Main.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Final score 35-6. Crimson Cliffs come away with it on their home field for homecoming. Blake O'Rulian alongside my man Carl Frankie. Carl, this was a really, really fun game to call alongside you. Not so fun, however, for the Snow Canyon Warriors, who were only able to post up 1 touchdown.
Yeah, it was a blast, man. It was a little slow there, a little sloppy at times for both teams, execution-wise. They'll both be cleaning some of that stuff up after watching the film. But, yeah, Crimson had this thing in hand early on. They didn't really get tested much. Defense was great tonight and kept Snow Canyon, just reeling offensively. Kept their offense on a short porch. Like, they kept the field in their favor almost the whole game. So it was easy for them to, go down the field 30, 40, 50 yards and score points.
McCord Christiansen, that massive run, I don't know the exact yardage on it, but has to be one of the longest runs of his entire season thus far. Again, into the Johnson Pediatric post-game show. Dr. Cody makes your kids feel right at home. Johnson Pediatrics always has a new patient special. Cleaning exam and x-rays for just $79. Call today at 435-656-0511. Plenty of awards to give out. I think one of them, we're going to kick things off with the Jersey Mike sub of the game. Coach, I think it goes to Brody Lounsbury. Your thoughts?
Yeah, the sub of the game, Brody came in. I know it was a little bit of garbage time. We call it that because, a lot of teams are, putting their seconds and thirds out there. But for a sophomore to come in and just play the game and not worry about what the score is or whatever, he did some nice things out there. And I think the future is bright for Snow Canyon in that quarterback position.
Certainly a standout for him. Had one rushing touchdown this year. Had not obviously thrown a singular varsity pass. Unable to do that up to this point. But tonight, able to show off his wheels and a little bit of that ad-lib as well.
Yeah.
Really, really solid work by the sophomore with a bright, bright future ahead. All right, the Findlay Subaru star of the game. Coach, you can't just give it to one when you only post 6 points on a defense.
Yeah, no, I thought, we could have given it to some individuals, but, as a whole collective group tonight, Snow Canyon could not get anything going offensively. They kept their offense on the short porch tonight by, not allowing any first downs, getting off the field. That defense for Crimson did a heck of a job tonight, and definitely should be taking out the lunch, I guess, from that offensive side of the ball. Kind of, again, I think they probably started 4 or 5 drives from midfield, and that's fabulous if you're an offense.
Max Griffiths, McKay Wright, Tyler Gibb doing all the dirty work in the secondary, and with that, obviously able to come away with a dominant score. Again, 35-6 in favor of the Mustangs. All right, your AWP play of the game. Coach, we didn't talk about this one when we were in break, but your thoughts on maybe who might have come away with that specific play of the game presented by AWP?
I don't know. Who do you have?
I will say this. I think it's got to be, again, I know it was in garbage time, but Brody Lounsbury off his feet, again, a sophomore, his first snaps as a varsity quarterback, able to make a pass into the end zone on the run, the only score of the game. Incredibly impressive.
In a very small window on the run. That could have been the play of the game. I like that. I don't know. I always feel I'm always hard. It's hard for these for me, especially on a game like tonight where it's kind of like a no contest. Like there wasn't really that close. And so it's hard for me for play of the game. I mean, you could give it to like multiple kids, and again, but I'll go with Brody Lounsbury. I mean, he getting 2 awards tonight. I mean, goodness sakes, his head's going to get so big he probably won't even be able to get on the bus tonight.
Little Jerry West not getting the win, but nonetheless winning all the awards in the process.
Yeah.
Little basketball analogy for you right there. But nonetheless, I think another one also, Coach, McCord Christiansen, obviously that massive gain in which they were deep into their own territory, able to run that ball deep downfield. It looked like he was maybe going to break off another tackle to get into the end zone, but he still had 2 on the day.
Yeah, both backs out of the backfield did a wonderful job tonight. Even in the passing game, Malachi Alofapo made a lot of good plays tonight. Great run after catch, a lot of yards after the catch. So, you could have given it to anybody. But, again, if you're looking at the region right now, Crimson is head and shoulders above everybody else. They kind of ran through Desert Hills. They probably, a few different executions there. They probably win that by 3 possessions. And that was probably their closest game in the region thus far.
It was their closest. Cedar was a 36-14 victory back in week 4. So that being said, Desert Hills so far been the closest contention for them.
Yeah, and with this region, anything can happen in the playoffs. So you're just trying to get into the playoffs playing well. And Desert Hills has, all that ability to get there as well. We'll see what happens moving forward. But, Crimson's got to get better at certain things. I'm sure it's not perfect. And they're going to start working on some of that. But, again, the health is a huge deal here, staying healthy and playing well at the end of the season before you get into the playoffs.
Just got word Pineview defeats Dixie 35-34 in overtime. Looked like a nail-biter, Coach.
Wow, that's a good one there. 70 points roughly. So, I thought they'd score more, honestly. So a little bit of defense played there tonight. It sounded like it was a really good game over there.
We're going to try to get a score update as well on Hurricane and Cedar. Again, in the Johnson's Pediatric postgame show, Blake O'Rulian, Carl Frankie been with you all night. as the Crimson Cliffs come away with a win, a massive 29-point victory for them. Quick short break, and when we come back, we will give you one last score update and close up shop right here on the Fan Sports Network.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
Hi, I'm Jermaine O'Jegman from The Rink, and I'm inviting you to come out and escape The Rink. The Rink is the hot spot in town for big group events and kid birthday parties. We now have a karaoke room and retro skate night every Friday night. Visit skatetherink.com to learn more and let the good times roll at The Rink.
Fabulous Freddy's is the locals' choice for a full-service car wash. It's fast. Have your car washed in just 20 minutes or less. Fabulous Freddy's always keeps it clean inside and out with 2 Southern Utah locations as well as in Vegas, Lehigh, and Sandy.
Huge news! Sport Court has a brand new showroom and design center, and it's next level. See why so many are choosing Sport Court here in Southern Utah for top quality basketball, pickleball, and multi-purpose courts. Learn more at sportcourtofsouthernutah.com.
Inside in St. George, Blake O'Rulian, Carl Frankie, trying to get you a couple of those last-minute scoreboard updates brought to you by The Rink. But, Coach, we were just talking about it. Pineview, they're going to move to 3-3. They were 0-2 in region, had dropped their last 2 in a row. However, able to get the nod and now move to that nice 500 record moving into Week 7.
Yeah, I mean, it sets them up for the rest of the year to really, continue to move forward. It puts them in a pretty good spot to make the playoffs, too. And again, anything can go either way, but if you can stay healthy and you can continue to just get better each week, it gives you a great opportunity.
And Coach, when we talk about Pineview, I think everyone speaks for the same reason, that their offense is one of the most enjoyable things to watch. They're one of the most entertaining teams in all of Region 9, and with that, I think everyone's kind of rooting for them as kind of the underdogs of this region alongside the Hurricanes and things like that. Unfortunately, on the other side, Dixie, they're going to move to 1-4, only 1 win, and it's in region.
Yeah, that hurts. I mean, they're behind it right now, so their chances of making the playoffs is going to be kind of slim to none at this point, unless they can go off on a run here. So, like I said, anything can happen. But at 1-4, I mean, you're against it. You can't drop any more games the rest of the season.
Dixie again moving to 1-4 with the loss tonight. They will be taking on Hurricane next week. Or no, I apologize. I don't have their schedule up in front of me, but I did just get a score update. Cedar goes ahead with a long touchdown pass, 55 seconds left. Reds up 28-21. Short time with a big hill to climb for the Tigers, Coach.
Yeah, it's always tough to play up there in Cedar, too. You got the long grass. It's not the turf field. It's a little different environment. And Cedar plays well at home, and I believe it was Cedar's homecoming tonight. So, they were motivated to play well tonight. And, I think Hurricanes offense kind of fits what they do defensively, too. I don't think it really scared them too much. I mean, again, you got to stay disciplined in your eyes and your fits and so on. But it's not like they have guys that can run all over the field on you and spread you out and go vertical on you. So I think the matchup was better for him tonight.
Being told it was a 99-yard drive for the Cedar Reds. If they do end up coming out victorious, certainly a well-earned victory for them. Well, that'll close us out for Week 6 on the Johnson's Pediatric Postgame Show. Final score 35-6 as the Mustangs keep the streak alive at home. For our producer, Gavin Gundari, Carl Frankie, I'm Blake O'Rulian saying thank you so much for watching the Fan Sports Network, and we will see you all for Week 7.
Today's game is brought to you by Boulevard Home, Handel's Ice Cream,